no. Oh
Wait, are
my
we
God,
live?
we
No,
did
we're not
it.
live yet.
So yeah, welcome to the 4th episode of the REMUX podcast. It's me, REMUX Anthony James, with Charlie and Movie Squib. And
Hello.
we're here just bullshitting on this Friday evening. I think
Yeah,
everything is
another
working. I'm
another
not
technical
100% sure.
masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm a complete total disaster tonight because I was trying to put together a like an arm for my monitor. I have the C1 LG, and I
Oh,
want to
okay.
put it on a stand so I can get like my mic, like my camera up there on top of it to kind of point down to me. So I gave myself about an hour and a half, and it
Hmm.
was too complicated. I had to stop in the beginning, like right in the middle of it, and say like, we're not going to do streaming tonight if like I don't if I keep going. So I ended up just quitting, and then I'll do it tomorrow. So here we are.
It's a pain in the ass, and you know I've seen a ton of videos on streaming setups, like setups in the room. I mean,
Pain in
dude,
the ass. Yeah.
I'm working out of my child's bedroom, so there you go. But you know, like the most efficient way is to get lights and stuff where you don't have to set them up all over again, where they're
Yeah.
just already kind of set. Like I've seen people with the vertical stand. Wait, is it vertical or horizontal stands where that they go up on the top of the wall? They're just a bar that goes on the top of the wall and they hold lights up there.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if you've
Yeah.
ever seen that, but
Mhm.
yeah, stuff like that. But I mean, I can't do any of that. But trust, dude, if I have to go to the bathroom, it's like Indiana Jones in this room. Like I'm avoiding wires. I'm jumping over cables that if I touch the cables, it'll disconnect my camera.
Oh my
So
God.
it's a disaster.
I had like, yeah, I have the Elgato key light. The other one's ordered. It's not coming until Saturday. And then I ordered this shelf that sits on the back of like the monitor, and you could
Okay.
like kind of like hold your camera up there and whatever other like little bullshit that you got, but it straps itself to the VESA mount that's on the back. The problem is I have an OLED, and it's a weird VESA mount. It's not like your typical monitor VESA mount. So like I was like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Like it was so complicated that by the time I actually got the clamp on the back of the television, I was like, I have to wrap this up because I'm not going to be able to finish.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
this all
it was a nightmare.
all this technical stuff for me takes a long time. Like I started setting up at 8 o'clock. I want to be fair. I started
Yeah,
setting up at 8 o'clock, and I was still like, I was still like rushing towards the end.
yeah, it
It's
sucks.
yeah,
It sucks.
but but you have a dedicated room, right?
I do. Yeah, I have a studio that
Ah,
over the
man, that's
course of like
awesome.
a year, I've been trying to like set up and stuff like that. But I do like my music. I do everything in here. So like it's like one of those catch-alls. But I have like I built 2 desks. They're standing desks that I built for my wife and me, and like they like elevate up and down. I bought the stands, but I made the tabletops in my garage, and I've been trying to like get everything set up in here, and it's been like a year and I still haven't finished. So it's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But yeah, slowly but surely it'll get to where I want it. It's a lot better than what it was, but the camera like being up there in the corner kind of sucks. It's good for like an aerial shot or whatever, but I don't know. I'd rather have it over
Yeah.
the top. Like I have a Logitech that's here, but it's such low quality that I'd rather use the DSLR.
Yeah, my camera is above the laptop, but it's not perfect because I prefer it to be like you said, like
Yeah,
right above the monitor where, you know, if I need to see you, I'm just looking slightly down. Whereas right now I'm looking all the way down to
right.
see you, and then my camera is up here.
Yeah,
But
it's weird. It's I don't know, and also too, it's like I don't want like that much of an aerial shot. Like if I were to zoom out, people would see like how fat I got over the pandemic and shit. So like I don't
dude,
really.
if people zoom out, they'd see my child's toys. They'd start to see my child's toys and
Yeah,
his dresser and his bed.
yeah, man, it's
Oh man.
ridiculous. So yeah, it was a kind of a crazy week, man. It kind of wrapped up like fast. Like I was planning all this shit to do on the podcast this week. Now I do have some stuff. Now we're using this new platform, man. This is pretty sweet, right? Like it makes my life a lot easier. OBS is okay, but like OBS is very customizable, but I don't have time for all that shit. Right? Like
Yeah.
it takes forever to get like all of your like alerts up. It takes forever to get like all of like all the little configurations. Restream makes it very easy in terms of being able to kind of like cascade windows. Like if I want to like put myself forward and
Yeah, I see that.
or if I want to do like kind of cinema view, we could do that, right? So like later on when I screen share or whatever, I could listen cinema view, we'd both be able to see kind of like exactly what's going on with whatever we're viewing. So it makes things a lot easier. You could do that in scenes in OBS, but it's just so easy. Like just
Wait,
fix it
is
for me.
and then to set this up, is this something you have to pay for?
Well, yeah, I pay Restream just so that we could stream
Oh,
to every
okay.
channel that we stream to anyway. So
Oh,
like
okay. Okay.
it's a feature that they offer, but it's like I just never used it because I just never had it before. So like I didn't really
Oh,
know.
okay.
But then I saw another stream that was doing it. It was the side scroller stream that's on Rumble, and those guys were doing it, and I could tell that they were using Restream, and I'm like, I got to check it out because it was like really scene transitions were great and lower thirds and everything were great. So like it was just it's easy, it's simple, and I decided to just kind of try it tonight to see if it makes a difference.
Oh,
So
okay. Cool.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
Oh
hopefully
man.
all of our audio sounds okay. Also, like
I
you know
mean,
what,
yeah.
chat. Let's see here. And we got a Stream Elements bot running. So like I could like overlay the chat, and so now you can like see chat comments and stuff. It's
Oh,
just so
nice.
simple. Of course, we have none because there's only 2 people watching us. So like
One of them's probably my channel.
yeah, one of them is yours and one of them is my Twitch channel. Right. So like I don't know, maybe like Friday nights at 9:30 is not the greatest time. I don't really know. Like it is what it is.
I don't know. I think it's hard to get a crowd going. I don't know when people jump in. Like if you're talking, like we were just talking about the audio setup. I
Yeah.
mean, that would be kind of interesting, but I don't know. We're just starting off. I don't know how people react when we're talking about like the mundane stuff.
I know. Like I think that
But
people
I've
want to
listened
see
to it.
yeah, people want to hear IRL stuff. I think it's just
Yeah,
whatever. Doesn't really
like the
matter.
fact that
We're
I
doing this
couldn't.
just to kind of bullshit, and if people want to come along for the ride, that's cool too.
Can you hear that? By the way, it's
What?
the sound of a very loud car. Listen.
No, the noise cancellation takes care of
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah, it's great.
This microphone sucks, but I need to get a laptop. I need to get a laptop first, and then I'll get a better mic.
That mic's not that bad. I've heard worse, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
not
this
much
mic
worse.
is only like $40, 40 or $50.
Yeah, it's a cardioid mic, right?
I don't even know if it is. I think
Yeah.
it's just a regular condenser mic.
It's tiny garbage, is what it is.
Yeah.
I had one that my first podcast that I ever did. I had one that I think it cost me like $40 on Amazon, and it got me pretty far for a while until like I wanted to like record instruments and shit, and then I had to switch to my other one, like this one here. This is the SM57, which is like a dynamic mic. I'm holding it up to my webcam.
Yeah, you're showing over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I'm holding it to my own mic. This one's good for like recording like dynamic instruments and stuff like that. And then I have the SM7B, but like it's a nightmare, man. And I think that your EQ sounds a lot better.
Yeah, I fixed it with literally just 2 minutes of time. Like I just was like, I just fixed the two ends. I just dropped them so that they don't pick up low noise, and then the middle I just slightly lifted it, and it was like that. I'm done.
Oh, dude, I just realized that I had my Pakumari in the background here. And rest in peace for anybody who's watching that may be an Overwatch player. The PvE is
Overwatch.
toast. Let me tell you, man, I used to love Overwatch a lot. I have a lot of hours in Overwatch. I mained many characters, and it's a damn shame. Like the multiplayer just fell apart, and to be honest, it's just I don't know, man. It's done. It's over. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, let me ask you: Did you
Party's
read
over.
the latest statement from them about the emotional week?
No, I like reading all the people that cry online about it more so than I like official
Oh, you
public
should read.
statements from Blizzard.
This is I don't know if it's a Twitter statement or just a statement from one of the developers saying that
Right.
it's been an emotional week, and then explaining like why they did what they did, but still not explaining why they knew that they were going to cancel it last year but decided to announce it this year. Like they
Oh, was
still
it to
haven't
milk everybody
explained it.
for fucking skins and shit?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And I don't play the game, in all honesty, but I like reading about the drama, to be honest.
It's a great game, man, and the balancing just became a nightmare. Once the free to play people came in, it destroyed the game, and they started crying about every little thing, and then they were making nerfs to appease the crybabies, and the game just became total garbage. I mean, it was rough once they went from 2 tanks to one, right? A 5-man team instead of 6. It made it extremely hard because if you got a gonk on your team, like as a tank, you're fucked, right? Like
Yeah,
there's
you were
nothing you can
telling
do
me
about
about
it.
that.
Yeah. So and the queues were busted. So what was happening is everybody that was queuing, the talent queue was just the skill base is just broke. So you would get stuck with like a gonk tank that would just absolutely just cause you to lose the game within minutes. And it just became incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, it
And
seems
it
like a
sucked.
lot of people are just kind of giving up, but it still has a good. I mean, I don't know what the concurrent count is right now on Steam, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure it's not going to die. I'm sure the game's not going to completely die
Well,
because it's free to
it's not
play,
on
like you
Steam, it's
said.
on Battle.net, right? So like you have
Oh,
to have a
on
Blizzard
Battle.net.
account in
Okay.
order to use it. But it's like I don't know. I'm sure the concurrent player base is probably pretty high. Whether or not they're monetizing on that, I don't know because it's free to play. So people are
I
going to
think
play it.
people. I mean, look, if free to play didn't make them more money than just charging $60 for the game,
Yeah.
then they wouldn't do it. So they have to be making more money. It just has to be people who just don't care and they
Yeah.
spend, you know, hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars on these skins versus just charging every person $60 and that's it.
Yeah,
So,
100%, dude. And to be
yeah.
honest with you, what free to play also did was introduce hacking like crazy. Like
Oh, really?
yeah, oh yeah. I've been playing the game for years, and I remember like within a week of playing like nonstop, I at least run into 2 or 3 hackers that were just retarded hacking.
Yeah.
Like it was just like I'm like I've never seen somebody play like it was like I was like I think silver, right? Like not even ranked very high for that season, and this guy's like just destroying us, like destroying people, like with aimbot, just wall hacks, like absolute. And you call them out on it, and they would just be like mad cause bad, right? Like they would just like write in chat, mad cause bad. And I'm just like, dude, like I've been playing this game for 6 years. Like I know when you're hacking, right? Like I could
Yeah.
tell. And all of a sudden, like I'm like, yo, I'm gonna report this guy. Everybody report him. All of a sudden stops, right? He goes to he's dying, right? Like he turned the hacks off because you could just
Okay.
turn them off,
Yeah.
and the guy's getting destroyed. So like
And they don't have any type of like replay system that'll detect that?
oh, they do. Yeah. Like a lot of the high profile like professional players, they'll do VODs and shit. So like they'll go over people who submit them VODs and they'll look and it'll be a free camera where you could actually check to see what somebody's doing. And you can see clear as day in the replay that they could actually see through walls. Like they could tell like they're already shooting before somebody's even out of a door and stuff like that. So
Correct.
you could tell when they're using aimbot or wall hacks and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen it with Rust. I've seen
Yeah.
a couple of sites where people are admins. I think Inardo is one,
Yeah.
and then he'll show you how they're hacking. He'll be like, "Look, you see how he's looking in the direction of this player inside
Yeah.
of his house, but like that's how he knows." And he'll point it out. He'll show them, and then
Yep.
he'll show it back to them, and then just boot them or just
It
ride them like a
ruins the
donkey.
game, man. It really does. And like I just wish that, Blizzard didn't make the game free to play. The moment they did that, it was the kiss of death. Oh, we hit the
Yeah, it's for
15-minute
money.
mark. So let's move this conversation into what we were planning to do. I
Oh
set
yeah,
up
yeah.
a couple of, let me see here, a couple
Let's
of
see.
trailers. Let me share my screen. Hopefully this doesn't break the stream. Can you guys see that? I think everybody can see that.
I can
Right. Cool.
I can see it on my screen. Yeah.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Look, it's like it's easy. And then I could bring up lower thirds, right? Boom, look at that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's nice and clean too. So the first trailer I want to check out is a movie called Brooklyn 4-5. It's a Shudder movie that is supposed to be coming out soon. It's this one here.
Go for it. Let's see.
Right.
I cannot hear the audio.
Okay, you can't hear the audio?
Yeah, go ahead and play. Hit play. Let me see. I can't personally hear it, but maybe it's because I'm not supposed to hear it.
I don't think so. You should be able to hear that. So I figured we would have these technical difficulties anyway, but let me see here.
You blew it!
Yeah. What the hell? What did I do? All right, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay. And let me share it again. If this breaks, I don't know what to say, man. Like this is a little oh, there we go. That's why. All right, you should be able to hear it now.
Okay.
I hope.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Why can't I fucking share the audio when I'm doing it? There we go. Okay. All right. I think I got it. I got it. Okay. We're good. So thank God. Nobody's watching anyway, so who gives a shit? All right. So this is a Shudder original. I know nothing about this movie. Let's check it out. It's called Brooklyn 4-5. Can you hear it now?
I can hear it, but I can also hear myself.
Good to see you
Yes,
guys.
don't talk.
DeFranco, get your ass out here.
Major? Major.
You're all here tonight. That's very special. It's been 6 weeks since Susie checked out.
Sweetheart, we all miss Susie.
Then please, will you humor me? With a seance, the spirits speak directly through us. If there are any spirits here, make yourselves known. What the hell is that? Don't you dare get up. What? We have to end the seance before we break the circle. Look! Spirits, force your way into our world with all your might. Come in. I broke the circle. That means the door isn't closed yet.
To hell with you then.
Oh, no! You're not gonna drag us into the dark with you.
This madness is over. This war is over!
Says who?
All right. Okay. All right. What do you think?
It looks pretty good. But I can hear my voice still, by the way.
You can? How about now?
Yeah. There we go. Much better. Oh, no, I can still hear myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
I wasn't hearing myself before, correct?
How about now?
There we go. Now.
Okay. So whenever I share my screen, it loops your signal loops.
Oh, okay. You know what I want to know is I want to know if it sounds. I just want to know if it sounds bad on their end, where it sounds like a double audio. Because if it doesn't, I don't really care that I hear my own voice. But I just didn't know whether when you hear it on the other end, if it sounds like kind of like an echo.
I actually don't hear anything.
Echo.
So the loop might be on your end alone. I'm not sure actually. I think there's only like one person watching right now. Anyway, so you're more than welcome to ask the one person. You know what I mean?
I could just go grab my phone and just listen, but if I touch my phone, I may turn off my camera. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, don't do that. Let me check something real quick. I just want to see what's going on in Rumble because I'm not getting any. Okay. All right, yeah, there's 7 people watching us on Rumble. I can't tell on Restream
Ah.
because of the fact that like Restream, it doesn't integrate with Rumble very well, so I have to use like an RMTP address, and it's a big pain in the ass, man. So like, I don't know, it is what it is.
I don't know
But
what
anyway,
the fuck you just said, little kid.
yeah.
Hit me in the heart.
So fucking, this is what I'll say. Brooklyn 45. I don't really know. Shutter's been kind of hit or miss lately. In terms
A
of
lot of miss.
yeah, a lot of miss.
A
There's
lot
a
of
lot of
miss.
room for
Yeah.
opportunity.
Well, have you
so-
watched the newer seasons of was it Is it Tales from the Dark Side?
Well, no, Creep
Or
Show. I watch
Creep Show, sorry.
Yeah, I do. I watch that. It's a guilty
So
pleasure.
has it improved over in the second season or
Like
be
even the
honest?
episodes are hit or miss, man. So like it's some of them are good,
Yeah.
some of them are bad, some of them are woke as shit, like intentionally, and some of
Oh,
them
really?
are pretty well written. Yeah, like it
I guess
depends.
it just depends on the person who makes it, yeah, who writes
sure,
it and directs it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm assuming it's like I'm assuming it's like just completely separate disconnected stories, right?
Yeah,
Each
it's an
episode?
anthology
Yeah.
series still. So like they have there's like every episode will have like a certain amount. There's like 3 episodes per episode, I guess you could say. So like it's an anthology series.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which is still kind of cool because it's like I appreciate that when it comes to like I don't know your old school Tales from the Crypt. I still have all those old Tales from the Crypt, man. I still watch them. I have them in digital format, which is great, so I don't have to worry about VHS and shit. And like you can only find them on DVD now. Like it's
I know.
480p. It's
I
missing an
maybe
audience.
it's
I
some
would be the
type
first one
maybe-
online to buy that shit on Blu-ray. I really would.
Yeah, I don't understand. I actually this would be the first Blu-ray that I would buy in the last I don't know, like 6 years because I just haven't had an urge to buy a new movie, but that like
No.
a Blu-ray box set,
I would.
especially if it's like a special edition where like it has like the little crypt keeper or something.
Yeah.
Yes to
I
all of
totally
that.
would. Yeah, I agree. And it's like, I don't know, like there's some iconic ass stories. Like there's ones that people can't forget. Like everybody knows the vulture one, right? Where the guy's like, you know, the criminal's kind of walking through the desert and the vulture's kind of following him. Eventually, like he's like pecks his eye out and like when he's down on the ground. Do you remember? That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that was back in the day when like, you know, I was like a young teen and shit on HBO.
Yeah, I haven't watched them I haven't watched them honestly in over 20 years, so I don't remember a lot of them. I'm sure like if I
Yeah.
watched them, I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I remember that," but
Yep.
I genuinely don't remember
There's
quite a
so
bit
many
of them.
really good stories, like short stories in there, but then there's a lot of junk in there too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's just like Creepshow would be today. Like Shutter does a good job at like kind of like rehashing that magic, but it's I don't know. Sometimes they just fucking miss. You know, like Shutter is
Yeah,
when it's a Shutter exclusive, I'm kind of like I feel the same way
Yeah.
about Blumhouse, right? Like when Blumhouse comes out with something, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah. For me, I actually saw on Peacock because I have a 3-month trial of Peacock Premium. So they have John Carpenter's Body Bags. Do you remember that movie?
Oh my god, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Stacy Keach. She's in the is he in the first episode with the hair or is that the last episode?
That's the last episode.
That's the last episode. So
That's
is
the
the
last
first
one.
episode with Mark Hamill then?
Yeah, the serial killer where he gets the eye transplant.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it. I didn't
Fucking
watch it.
awesome.
That's why my mind is like all over the place with the movie because I can't remember. I mean, I remember that John Carpenter is like the host and he's like a mortician or
Fucking
wait, a
legend.
mortician or a mortuary assistant.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know
he's
what
a
he is.
mortuary guy. Like, is he the embalmer? I don't remember if he was like embalming people or not, but like, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd like to see it again. But I was gonna film myself on a reaction video because I want to see if it holds up. Because there's something in my stomach that tells me that it's gonna be cheesy, but fun. Like still gonna be fun, but a lot of stuff is not gonna hold up with it.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I haven't seen it in a while, but what I will say is that a lot of it is practical. So like in my opinion,
And I love
practical tends to
practical.
hold up a lot better
Yeah,
because you know
that's true.
if you get that like really early 90s Because I mean,
my
I
God,
think
yeah.
Body Bags came out, I want to say 1990, but like I think the later stuff, like you enter that realm of like Nightmare on Elm Street 6 and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I think of more sci-fi horror like Event Horizon.
oh
Like
yeah,
good
dude, that movie's underrated as fuck. If
Yeah,
anybody's watching
it's
this, it's scary.
yeah. I'll let you explain, but I was just gonna say that
Yeah,
like
that's a good
some
one.
really great scenes, but there's some CGI in there that you're just like,
Yeah.
ooh boy.
Especially the space shots and shit.
But
Like
yes, continue to tell them how awesome it is because
Event
it is
Horizon is like
awesome.
one of those like lost gems that, and you know what's funny? It's the dude from Jurassic Park. What's his name? The original Jurassic Park. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm gonna have to bring up like IMDb, I think.
Oh, oh God, man,
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
remember
yeah.
now.
I'll just pull it up.
Alan.
But Lawrence Fishburne is also in the movie, and the
Yeah, Lawrence
movie,
Fishburne.
yeah, like was he known as Lawrence Fishburne then? Because I remember like he
Yeah, he
used to go
was.
by a different name.
I think by that movie he was Lawrence
Okay,
Fishburne.
the guy's name is Sam Neill. It's the guy from
Sam
it came out
Neill,
in
there you go.
'97, ironically.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Um, Jurassic Park came out in 1993. So this movie came out after he was starred in Jurassic Park, which I find to be
Yeah.
funny. I didn't think that Event Horizon was that late in the 90s, but that's
It was,
interesting.
but man, if you rewatch it, like especially a lot of the scenes with the spaceship, not that I'm mocking the spaceship because the spaceship itself is awesome,
Yeah.
but that CGI on it, ooh, tough, a little tough.
Dude, it is. Totally forgot. I just looked up Body Bags. Tom Arnold is in it, and I totally
Tom
forgot
Arnold
he
is
was
in
like
it.
one
I
of the
don't
morgue
remember that.
workers.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Dude,
Like I
that
said,
is
I haven't
like
watched it in a while. I was gonna do a full stream where I watch and react to it, but
it's a good movie
yeah, I
to
haven't watched it
react
yet.
to, man. It's a classic. Like it's an old classic, in my opinion. And it's John Carpenter. You can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong. If anything, like if
Carpenter's
you're a
amazing.
fan of if you're a fan of horror and you need to get to know John Carpenter because he's one of the greats, like you might as well watch Body Bags. It's on Peacock Premium. So there you go.
That's nice. All right, so the next trailer we're gonna watch is a movie called The Blackening. Okay, I
think I
saw
heard
it.
about this, but I haven't seen anything about it.
I
but
don't know. I know
heard about it.
nothing. I know nothing
Okay.
about it. So like this could be really good or really bad. So
Yeah, you better not get my channel shut down.
I know. Like I don't know. I don't even know who this is. That the
Okay,
line's
I'm gonna
maybe
mute
might be
myself.
too bad.
On June 16.
Can you hear it?
Wait, hold up. I know I left this door open. See the horror film. Preview audiences are calling a killer experience.
The Blackening.
No, thank you.
Probably runs on racism.
Pick a card. Or you die.
In your predicament, the black character is always the first to die. I will spare your lives if you sacrifice the person you deem the blackest.
Guys, I can prove I'm not the blackest.
Prove it.
I thought black Twitter was a type of seasoning. I like Jimmy Fallon without the roots.
Wrong.
I voted for Trump. What? Twice?
Your time is up. It's time to die.
Call the cops? We need a plan.
Let's get some weapons. Wait, chili powder, girl? What I'm finna do, cook? Sorry, girl, we ran out of knives. What black women gotta save everyone all the damn time?
Can we just go?
Lock the doors, get down. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Did you?
All right.
You know what I would say is like I would love to watch that in an urban city. So like I used to live in New Jersey. I would go to Newark to go watch that. because it would just be absolutely as insane. Let me just say, like, it kind of, I didn't like actually the theater reaction until the end, because it's almost like they're just embracing the completely crazy of like saying like, damn, that cop ain't coming back and stuff. And I don't know, I cracked up. What do you call it? That board game with the face in the middle.
Yes,
Was so racist.
I know, man. Like,
but you know what? This is
it's bad.
what it is racist. But I'll say this: like, it's probably directed, produced, made. It's got an all black cast. So hey, they want to do it. That's on them. And to be honest, I kind of find it. I found it pretty funny. Like I said, I think this would be a good movie to watch in the theater with like a rowdy crowd.
The director is Tim Story. It's the guy who's responsible for Taxi, that one with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah.
Oh my God.
Barbershop. He did the Barbershop.
Barbershop is good. Barbershop is good.
And he did the Fantastic Four, the one with Jessica, whatever.
Okay, I have mixed feelings about that because I had
sucks.
Well, it does, but I had a crush on Jessica Alba.
Oh, who doesn't, right? That's classic.
She's so beautiful.
So I kind of assumed that that's what the movie was going to be about, was popping shots at like, racism.
I think to be honest, like it was a bit, I would have liked to watch the trailer without the audience reaction. I actually was liking the trailer up until the audience reaction. And then I was like, I kind of don't like that up until the end, because I thought at the end they were just really into just the whole, stereotypes and
I think that
I don't even,
I
and
think
the whole
that they
culture
edited
and the whole culture of it.
Yeah, I think if it was edited without the crowd though, it wouldn't have the same impact in terms of tone.
I guess
feel like
people would probably
they
just
added
label it
that in there
racist.
on purpose.
Maybe they
Yeah.
added it in there to say like this isn't like a movie made by Hollywood. Like this is a black movie. Like there's a black crowd watching this and they're having a good time. So don't worry, you can actually laugh at this movie if you're white.
Right.
I honestly think that's the message, and that's cool because
I
to
got
be
a very
honest,
like Damon Wayans vibe from
not
it,
white,
to be
but-
honest. Like the Wayans brothers used to make shit like that all the time. So like it doesn't really bother me. I think
Oh,
that
man.
it does have that feel to it.
Yeah, and Scary Movie 1 and 2 were really, really good. And to a small extent, I guess part 3 is part 3 the one where they make fun of War of the Worlds.
I don't remember.
I guess you probably wouldn't remember.
Dude, it's
but,
been a while. Like I know 1 and 2 pretty much like the back of my hand. After 2, it gets like my strong hand, right? Like it gets weird, right? Like I don't remember exactly.
If I'm not mistaken, part 3 makes fun of War of the Worlds and Signs, the movie by
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yep, you're right. 100%. Yeah. Now, when you said Signs, I remembered, because like Signs is a great movie. A lot of people don't like Signs. Signs is great.
Yeah,
I
would say. Yeah, and then getting back to Scary Movie 3, I think I like it because if I'm not mistaken, Leslie Nielsen is in part 3. So I have to like automatically tick that I like him if he's in a movie.
Dude, that's crazy.
I don't remember if he is in it or not. I could have sworn he's the president in the movie, but now I'm kind of doubting my
now it
my
makes me like
knowledge
kind of
here.
want to check to see if I should revisit those. 1 and 2, I think I could skip. It's the later ones that I think I don't really remember too much about them.
Yeah. Part 3 is a hard pill to swallow, but there are some good scenes in it. But there's it got a little bit weird after part 2. Part 2 is still pretty funny.
Oh man, part 2 is the best. Like David Cross in that was like hilarious. Like was it the
Tim
wheelchair
Curry,
man? Like the whole wheelchair scene
he's
like,
all nasty in it. Tim Curry is really gross in that movie too. Like he's just a complete pervert, and
It's very rapey, dude. It's super rapey.
he is, and I don't know, man. He plays it so well that I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like this role was made for him.
There's
He
also
always plays weird roles, man. I mean, he was in Legend. He was the demon in Legend. People always forget that, and he was amazing in
Oh,
that.
dude, he's in like that. What the hell's the cult movie that everybody loves? I hate.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm saying it with a lisp because I'm Spanish, and you know,
I'm not a huge fan of Rocky Horror.
I've never. Well, I think I've seen it once, but I don't remember it, and I don't have anything against it. It's just that I don't really like musicals, so
yeah, me either.
There you go.
I turn them off.
I'm just not a fan of musicals, so you know.
All right, so how much do you know about Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh, you know, I'd love you to educate me on that.
I don't know shit about it.
I don't. Oh, no, we
Yeah,
don't know.
but I do have the trailer queued up, so we're about to watch the
trailer.
Yeah, we're about to watch.
Let's go. I'm gonna mute my.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where fantasy and fun come to life. Hit it, guys. If you're watching this video, it means you've been selected as Freddy's newest security guard.
Hello?
We're going to have so much fun together.
You know, I got to be honest. I don't know how I feel about that because I guess for fans of the franchise, they're probably going nuts. For me, I was just like, it doesn't show enough for me to react well to it.
I agree. I don't really know much about the universe. I know some people do. I don't know much. I will say it gave me like Willy's Wonderland vibes.
Without the crazy Nick Cage in it.
Yeah.
And a bit of production value, to be honest.
Of course, yeah. And a lot of production value.
I don't know if you have the name, the main actor's name. I want to say his name is Josh Hutcherson. He's in this show on Hulu called Future Man. I'm going to plug him for Future Man right now. If you've never seen Future Man, I know it gets a little bit off the rails after season 2, but you got to watch this show. It's ridiculous. Like in the first episode, he's just a guy who plays video games. He's a bum. He's like sitting in his bedroom and he's masturbating to a video game character. And then the video game characters like come to life right in front of him, but he's still masturbating and he just comes all over the guy's leg, and the guy's just and the video game character is just pissed. He's like, "What the fuck?" And basically these guys are from the future. And what happens is Josh is playing this video game. He's really good at this game, and this video game is a recruitment tool for people in the future to find like the one. But they're stupid and they don't realize that like video games are just for leisure, and any asshole who fucking knows how to move their thumbs can play video games. So they come to him thinking he's going to be some great warrior because he beat this video game. And in reality, he's just this fucking janitor who's just a bum. Yeah. But you got to watch it. It's so funny. So like these two characters, like they eat rats. They have sex with each other, but like they do it to recharge. So like they'll just pull down their pants and just start banging each other to recharge. And like they're talking to each other. So they'll be like, yeah. Come on, give it to me. Yeah, that's right, soldier. You got it. And dude, it is absolutely insane.
That's the dude from he played PETA in fucking
he played
Hunger
PETA
Games.
in the Hunger Games, which is coming out with a whole new series or movies. I don't know.
Started, man. Nobody asked for that shit. They're just trying to milk that franchise for what it's worth.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, like, I never really cared for the Hunger Games. I never cared for him, but then I watched Future Man and like, I absolutely loved him in that. It's just, you have to watch it to see how insane it is. And the first season is just the best one. They have an episode with James Cameron. They have an episode, sorry, with James Cameron where they break into his house and he has like some type of artificial intelligence guarding his house, and it is absolutely hilarious.
If anybody did have AI guarding their house, it would be fucking James Cameron.
Yeah. There's this meta moment where like they break into his house and he has that plaque of wood, or the bit of wood where what's her name from Titanic gets on.
Oh my god, the door.
Yeah, the door. So like both get on, like both the characters get on it and they're like, this is pretty roomy. Like, yeah, like two people could fit on this thing very comfortably, and it's absolutely hilarious.
There is like there's a couple of moments in my life where I know that I like laughed at like the most inappropriate time, like in movies. That was one of them, and I'll never forget it. It was like that, The Exorcist 2, like we spoke about. I also laughed in Titanic because Titanic was garbage. And like,
well, how old were we? We were 18.
Yeah,
18,
I think I was
19.
18.
Between 17 and 19, we were. And
yeah, like
I mean,
I was immature as shit to begin with, and like it was funny, man. Like it was a pretty good moment. I think everybody around me wanted to fucking knock me out, but like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, we definitely ruined a couple of movies, but hey, that's how we do.
Yeah, it's like you gotta expect like not everybody's gonna have the same opinion. I mean, granted, the genre should dictate the kind of mood that everybody's going for, but I don't know. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, to be fair, I would hate myself. Like if I went to the movie theaters now and I met my former self, I would want to kill my former self.
I don't know, man. Like I would hang out with us if we were. I mean, maybe not.
It depends on the movie, because we fucked up The Exorcist, and that's such a good movie, and we fucking were laughing at it, and you know,
when she was masturbating with the cross is when we were laughing.
I know.
And that's
what
like
can you do?
More fucked up.
It still cracks me up.
It does.
It still cracks
weird. It's uncomfortable.
I just keep thinking like
laughing when it's uncomfortable. That's all.
Yeah, I just keep thinking, how many takes did they do of it? Like, did they only do one take because it's so insane, or did they were like, you know, like you're not holding the cross right, like come down hard like this,
like not like you're stabbing yourself in the vagina, and she's like, oh,
yeah, well,
okay.
Well, I can imagine she at first starts doing this, and he's like, no, I need you to. He's like, I need you to come down. He's like, I want you to come down with force him in there.
I remember when I was like super young, when she would do the like when she's like the line like your mother sucks cocks in hell, right? I was so young, I didn't understand what the fuck she meant. So like, I had no idea what the hell she was saying because I saw the movie so early. Like I saw Conan the Barbarian. I kid you not. I remember I was in like. I had to be at least 4 years old when I saw Conan for the first time. And I remember I was in Cliffwood when I saw it. That's how fucking young I was. It was before I moved. And I remember like the scene where he is like banging the witch.
Oh, yeah.
And then he throws the witch into the fire, right? But yeah. I was so young. I didn't understand what the fuck was happening. I just remember, Conan picked up this chick for whatever reason and fucking threw her into the fucking fire. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And then he went on to slaughter all these people and smash people. And that's
he finds Subutai there. Yeah, which I don't think he finds Subutai. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he finds Subutai right next to the house or like just up ahead. But right after he gets out of there, that's where he finds Subutai all hungry and shit.
Oh yeah.
He's like, give me a weapon so I can hunt and.
Do you know that fucking
song? Myself.
The song that they use when they're running across the valley. That montage.
Oh, yeah, great song.
Like
great song.
That is like the best thing. Like whenever I do like a video game montage or anything and I'm running, I always want to use that song because it's like the perfect song to capsule like just a bunch of people, like a horde of people like running, or a group like two people, even yourself running across a valley. Like I was using it in what was that Viking game that came out recently, The Builder.
Valheim.
Valheim, yeah. I was using it in Valheim a lot. And yeah, it's a good one, man. And Conan is classic, dude. Like a lot of people.
Yeah. That is God, such a good
movie.
They
don't make movies like that.
Talking about the 19. Well, you have to look up the year, but we're not talking about the Jason Momoa Conan, which some people like. And some people like it, to be fair, because they think like it's campy and stuff like that, and it's like a really schlock movie, but I can't get into it as a schlock movie. I can't even look at it that way because I know it's big budget and I know that they were trying to take it seriously and everybody's playing the part seriously. So I just can't. I can't get into it as a schlock movie.
It's a fun
Movies
fact.
like I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because like I was gonna
just
say,
gonna-
like, do you know the chick from the Cooking Network? What the hell's her name? The Italian person. Oh my god.
Rachel Ray?
No, the other one. Her dad or her grandfather is De Laurentiis, who is the one who actually produced Conan.
Oh, Dino De Laurentiis. Yeah, he's the
his granddaughter is the chick that's in the Food Network or whatever. I can't remember her name. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I
Who
don't
cares?
know. Yeah,
But yeah,
that's a great song. I used to listen to that when, like, back in the day when I used to work out and care about my body.
dude.
That was on my soundtrack. Oh, well,
It was
the
on the
entire
soundtrack
entire
whenever
album.
we would go to fucking medieval times. Like it was like because they would always play like dun, 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 like Basil, whatever his name is, the guy that composed that song is amazing.
Yeah, I went to medieval times last year.
Did you really? We live 2 miles from one right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we haven't gone.
I mean, the quality, you got to admit, like, medieval times is really more for just the fun of watching the show and to say you went, but like the food quality is not that great. And, it's nothing super special, but it's fun. It's fun, especially if you've never been there. Like, it's just an experience.
It is,
and
dude.
if you're old, like if you're Gen X like us, you'd want to go because you've watched Cable Guy and you want to go in there and make that noise.
That movie's that movie's a hidden gem, man. I love that movie.
I recommended that movie in my video that I haven't released yet because I'm too lazy and I haven't edited it.
I just started the last actually before I get to what I'm finishing up, because I'm finishing up Barry. I'm up to the last 2 episodes that haven't aired yet. Show's off the rails, but I have the latest Mission Impossible trailer.
Oh, cool.
So like,
I mean, you can say what you want about Tom Cruise's personal life, but he is a good actor and a good entertainer.
I agree.
Anyway, Paul. Yeah. Music.
Hit it.
Our lives are the sum of our choices. And we cannot escape the past. Ethan, this mission of yours is gonna cost you dearly.
The world is changing. Truth is vanishing. War is coming.
It's been a long time, friend. You've no idea the power I represent. It knows your story and how it ends.
Listen to me. The world's coming after you.
His fate is written. Shall we write yours too?
If anything happens to them, there's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
Ethan, what's your objective? What's your ultimate objective?
Your life will always matter more to me than my own.
None of our lives can matter more than this mission.
I don't accept that.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It looks great.
That
Looks
looks
really
really
good. You notice that that guy who's talking to him is the guy from the first Mission Impossible movie. He's the agent who tries to arrest him and then finds out later on that he's not a double agent or whatever.
Dude,
But yeah, that's the original guy.
say what you want about Tom Cruise. I don't care. Like, that guy knows how to make really good movies. There hasn't been a single Mission Impossible movie that's been bad. All of them are very good.
I mean, I know everybody will harp on me, but I think Mission Impossible 2 was bad. Even though I know people like it, I get it, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I
No,
like
it's
Part 3 and
respectable.
beyond.
Totally
Yeah.
respectable.
I get it though. It's a completely different movie. It's John Woo. It's his signature style to it. I just
It's a little
I
different.
didn't like it. Yeah.
The last one was great. I haven't I mean, Henry Cavill is awesome. I think
this looks good. This looks high production value. I mean, you know, when you see him jump off that cliff, you know he's jumping off that cliff because he is a high quality entertainer. He does his own stunts. He likes it to be authentic, realistic, and I mean, you can't ask for anything more, especially since, you know, we're getting into territory where things may be created by artificial intelligence and you won't get that sense of realism anymore.
I think
And at
Hollywood is
least with him,
updating their
you will.
resumes right now, getting ready for AI.
Yeah, I think personally, like, you know, movies like this, I hope they don't die out because they're high quality action movies. They're really great set pieces. But look, we got Furiosa coming out, and that's created by George Miller. He's directing again. You know he's going to put out good quality stuff there. So
Yeah, he doesn't disappoint.
there you go.
But speaking of high quality action movies, I got some Fast X for you.
Well, I've seen the first trailer.
I
but
haven't
didn't
seen
see
the
this.
final trailer yet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know, I've seen enough reviews to know that, you know, if you're a fan of Fast X, you're gonna like the movie. And I heard that Jason Momoa like hams it up for the movie. Like, you know, like the movie is silly. It has a lot of over the top stuff. And I heard that his character in the movie is completely over the top. So it's interesting to hear different perspectives of it. Like people who don't like the movie say, you know, it's the same old stuff, and then people who love the franchise are like, yeah, it's really great. But from what I understand, it's not as over the top as the last movie where they had a car in space. So
Oh, really? I mean, it still
Yeah,
looks
it's
pretty
not
over
that
the
crazy.
top.
Well, let's see. Let's see what they show in this trailer because the first trailer I saw, the last bit had me laughing. So
It's not yeah, we'll talk about it as soon as it
the
ends.
movie's already out. I'm sure it's going to make its money back, no problem.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Yeah.
It'll probably make like $500 million by the end of the month.
For sure. There's no question. All right, let's hear it.
Yeah.
I just realized this trailer is 4 minutes long. Hey, you know what?
Much.
You know what? Fuck Fast X. It's okay. I'll watch this shit on my own time.
I'll explain to you what happens in the first trailer. Like, there's an explosion on a dam, like, you know, the dam from Superman, the one that like cracks and gets destroyed. It's kind of like a dam like that. And Toretto drives down it as it's crumbling and exploding. Like he's driving down the dam. It's so
what I would expect
ridiculous.
from a Fast X movie too.
It's so
And I'm
ridiculous.
weird. Now, like, are you getting your feedback loop if I show the screen?
I think I am. Yeah, I am. But that's okay.
That's so weird. I gotta look as to why.
But look at that review score or the audience score. Look at that.
I think I know why. Maybe I could no, but I don't need audio, so let me remove the source and share my screen without it then.
Yeah. But I think I proved my point there. I mean, once you show the screen again, look at that. The critic score is 54%, and then the And then the audience score is 86%. That's
Which is what I would expect it to be.
Exactly. And that's perfectly fine. You know, the Fast and Furious franchise,
Yeah.
you already know what it is. It doesn't try to hide itself, like it's over the top craziness,
I agree.
family. There you go.
Oh, I agree. The one thing I will say is, hold on, let's see. Let me just do some damage here.
I'd love to see, you know, I'm curious to see a couple of more perspectives. Like I said, I saw one perspective today
Oh,
where they
here we
said
are,
that,
buddy.
oh,
Yeah,
oh, wow.
that is not good.
Already. And how
That is not
many?
good.
I can't see the exact number of actual critic reviews. How many do they
28.
have already? Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. I well, you know how I feel about this.
You know what? I look. I gotta say this. Before you say how you feel, I had hopes for the movie, and I would say that if the critic score was high, then I
Yeah,
had more hope.
I
But
agree.
when the critic score is low, this isn't like this one isn't like the Fast and Furious franchise. I think
Yeah,
that the alignment is going to be about the same. If anything, I think the audience score is going to be lower than the critic score. So when I see a 50% critic score, I'm
yeah,
thinking that the audience score is going to be in the 30s,
I
maybe
agree.
40s if they're lucky.
It's gonna get bombed. And if this is the critic score, what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna call it right now. This is Kathleen Kennedy's last movie.
I hope so because come on, man, how much more can we go through this? And it's disappointing for me because you know, I don't immediately have a negative attitude towards these movies. Like if they can be done correctly, if they have a great director, if they have a great writer, you know, I'm willing to give it a chance, regardless of Kathleen Kennedy being executive producer, because
Sure.
I still like the Mandalorian. I think she's you know, EP on that as well. But man, it's frustrating because I want them to do well, and I mean, a 50% critic score
It's
right
bad.
there
It's bad.
is bad.
It's bad.
Because
And
critics are usually a little bit more lenient towards Indiana Jones because they'll take into account like the acting and the cinematography, whereas the audience is going to go in there and they're going to immediately look at the plot. And if the plot is a piece of shit, they're just going to be like, fuck this.
well,
Like
see,
no amount of
that's kind of what my
CGI. Yeah.
concern is, man. Like the Dial of Destiny, we know is going to be time travel. You introduce time travel into any movie, it is literally the kiss of death. And James Mangold is directing this, and it's getting a 50% right now. Now it'll probably go
So
up.
upsetting.
I don't think it's getting bombed by critics. I mean, like, look at Super Mario Brothers had a 59%, right? From
Well, yeah.
critics.
Well, see, here's the thing. The
What's the chances that the
nostalgia.
audience score is going to be much higher than the critic score in
Well,
this for indie?
well, here's the thing. The nostalgia is kind of different because we haven't had an animated Mario movie, and the last one was a real life movie, which was a piece of crap. But that was way, way, way before our time. Whereas the Crystal Skull is not that old enough to forget how awful it was.
I agree.
So we already have like an expectation that is like this better be a better movie than the Crystal Skulls, and if it's
Yeah.
not, then we are really going to be angry, and
And
it
it's
seems like
not
that's
going to
where we're
be.
going.
Like I just know that this movie is going to disappoint me, but I'm not super upset about it because I was disappointed with the Crystal Skull, so it's not like I could go into this and be worried. I'm not.
I go
I
into these with an open mind because
yeah.
like I said, I want them to succeed, but when they flop, I
Yeah.
will admit that they flopped and I'll just move on. I won't even see it in the theater. If I see enough reviews for it and they're all bad, I'll wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. And let me tell you something. If the movie does bad, they'll have it out on Disney Plus in 2 months. If it
Oh
does
yeah, for
well, they'll
sure.
have it out in 3 months, whatever. But if it does
I think it'll be
about
there
2 months,
sooner
they'll
than
have it
later.
out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so what does it matter? I have Disney Plus, so, you know, I got kids, by the way. That's why I have Disney Plus.
Yeah, sure.
And I share the account, and I'm paying $1.99
Sure.
a month for it. So
Yeah. So
so
you're not
blow
part of the
me.
4 million subscribers that just canceled.
No, I'm not. But I have another 7 or 8 months on that $1.99 price tag, and then after that expires, then yeah, I'm canceling it.
Damn. That's
Yeah. I'm
what did you
cheap,
say?
so yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Last week, let's see. We'll segue this. Last week, we had discussed the. Now we're gonna move into a new segment called conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Last week we discussed the Baron Trump as a time traveler. Remember that we kind of
that's right.
glossed over it.
We
So now
glossed
we're making
over
a
it, and I was
transition
probably
into
already drunk by
conspiracy
then.
theory. Yeah. So we're making a transition from conspiracy theories, movies to conspiracy theories. So Donald Trump, and this is crazy. Okay, I have this where we can kind of go over, but I'm about to blow your mind. It is almost unbelievable how almost unbelievable this is in terms of like the it's creepy. Okay, so the fact that Donald Trump is a time traveler explained, right? So what this article basically goes to say is there's an author, his name is Ingersoll Lockwood, right? And he's an American author and lawyer who published 2 children's books. In 1898, he published his first book called The Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump and his wonderful dog, Bulger, which was then followed up in 1893 with Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Okay. So we could see in the screen, let me turn off my notes here. We could see in the screen here where these are the 2 books. Now, these are from 1890s, 1900s. This author also went on to do a book in 1900 called Our Last President. Okay. Now, look, it highlights things from the book. Castle Trump, up and away, search portals for Don Fum. The dude's name is fucking Don Fum. Okay. And what makes this extremely interesting is that Lockwood, the final novel that he worked on in 1900, was The Last President. Okay. Or Our Last President, or something to that effect. Our Last President begins with a scene in New York under chaos. It's early November after like a hugely unpopular outsider candidate just wins the election for presidency, and police officers are basically in the streets trying to calm the rioters down, where there's massive amounts of mobs and organizers of anarchists and socialists and stuff that threaten to like basically plunder the rich who have wronged the oppressed for so many years. The crazy thing is that the hotel, it was the Fifth Avenue Hotel, which was the fucking place where the mob wanted to like go attack. And the Fifth Avenue Hotel is where Trump Tower is. But the crazy fucking thing is that Trump Tower, Castle Trump in the book, is also on Fifth Avenue. So now Trump Tower in the book, referenced in the late 1800s, is also Trump Tower that's the Fifth Avenue in our reality. So like it's almost fucking unbelievable when Castle Trump is what they refer to it on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
But the connections are nuts, right? So like Baron Trump obviously doesn't have a dog. I think they got like a golden doodle like the Trumps at some point, but the dog's name was Bulger. But crazy enough, when they got their golden doodle, the Trumps, like the real Trumps, named their dog Patton after General Patton. And General Patton is known for what battle? The Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
But the fucking dog's name that the author wrote was Bulger.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking nuts, man. Like, so like the connection is unbelievable. But what makes this fucking connection so interesting is the fact that John Trump, who is the uncle of Donald Trump, like Orange Man, was the engineer that worked at MIT, right? during the time of Nikola Tesla's death. And when Tesla died,
okay.
federal agents like basically confiscated all of Tesla's work and hired a group of scientists and engineers to help them decipher his notes. So like now John Trump was among some of the chosen in this task. It's like literally documented at the fact that John Trump, look at that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun little theory, but
Dude,
if there
the
was real
connections are
time,
nuts.
it's a real connections are nuts. But if there was real time travel, our fabric of reality would be completely destroyed.
How is it not
Within-
already? It's clown world.
Yeah, I'm talking like fucking complete annihilation.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean,
Now-
you think that technology, as soon as it's invented, it's just going to be used for good, or it's just going to be used for a little boy to travel back in time and fuck around with a dog? No, dude. This fucking first thing they're going to do is just go back and is make as much money as possible, make an empire, fucking eliminate whoever they want.
Well, the
It's-
weird, I
yeah.
mean, I find it almost like on a Nostradamus quatraint level where somebody could write a fucking book called Baron Trump.
Well, yeah, it's like Nostradamus, exactly, which is also, BS.
Dude,
I know you hate it, but
Castle
it's true.
Trump,
It's BS.
Castle Trump.
Yeah, it's
Fifth
just
Avenue.
a coincidence, especially
fucking
since his name wasn't
coincidence?
Trump back in the day. His name was Drumpf.
That's what it's so called, Trump.
Yeah.
We don't know that. I don't know that for a fact, actually.
No, but his family name was Drumpf back in the day, and then they changed it to Trump. I believe
Was
when
that
they moved
before
to
or after the
America.
book was written?
I think it was. I have no idea, to be honest. I don't want to make any assumptions on it. I do know
Well-
that the name was changed, but I don't know when. I want to say when they moved to America, but that could be early 1900s. I want to, but I'd just be guessing at that point.
So John Trump left Donald on record all of his findings of what Nikolai Tesla did at MIT.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's like a legitimate, like where it's a fun conspiracy, but whether or not like it's real or not, which whatever, but it's like Donald Trump is in possession of these notes.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it's
if he is,
insane.
he's fucking been wiping his ass with him because he's not using them. That's for damn sure. If he was using it, he'd be president by now. He'd be president right now, or he'd be king of the world. That's what he really wants to be anyway. He wants to be king of the world, so he'd be king of the world already if he really had that. Say they
All
were
right.
bad. If anything, like if they had, look, I would say this. Let me poke a hole and say this. Like they got this vast technology of time travel, and Donald Trump is in Florida asking people for money, and Baron Trump is in the past fucking around with his dog. Like I would think that Donald Trump, if he heard that, he would be pissed. He would fucking probably shake the kid like, "What the fuck are you doing with this time travel? You fucking around with that dog over there in the past having adventures." He's like, "I'm fucking being indicted." But anyway, I know it's fun. I don't want to be a grouch about it.
It's super fun, and like it goes against like what we were talking about last week with Mike Tyson and the iPhone, right?
Yeah,
like
look,
that shit was weird, right? Like you have to admit the iPhone in the crowd is pretty good.
And I'll say this: I'd like to show my beliefs to the one viewer that we have. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in time
Fucking
travel
nihilist.
conspiracy theories. But I do believe that we're not the only life forms, like intelligent life forms, out in the galaxy. I do believe that there's aliens.
That's interesting you say that because
Yeah, I do believe that there's aliens. I don't know if they visited us. I don't know about the Area 51 thing. I'm skeptical about that. But to think that out of all the planets and all the galaxies and all the
Yeah.
solar systems out there, that we're the only intelligent life seems to be the most egotistical thing that you can think of. But go ahead.
Well, it's interesting that you brought it up because the moon landing footage was propaganda created by filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. Now, I want to fucking preface this. First, I'm gonna get off the screen share real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, no, fuck it. I'm gonna leave it on. I don't care. Now. There we go. We'll do that. All right. So I looked into this, right? Now, I am a firm believer. I have to preface, I'm not a flat earth guy, right? Like it just doesn't resonate with me. Now, the footage I'm about to show you is like very highly regarded in the flat earth community in terms of like, you know, people pointing at it and saying like, debunk, fucking the earth. There's no such thing as space. The earth is flat. They're all lying to you. Fucking NASA's just stealing our tax dollars. And like, you know, Elon Musk shoots fucking missiles into space and it just crashes off into the horizon and nobody knows where they go. Like this is literally what they think. Right. So I'm not that guy, but what I am is I don't believe that the footage that everybody saw in 1969 was legitimate. Okay. I do believe that we landed on the moon. I don't believe the footage that was shown nationwide in 1969 is legit. I think that it was propaganda created on a film set. Now, that leads to a couple documentaries. There was Room 237, which is a documentary that was created to basically surround Stanley Kubrick, showing us that he created the footage basically through allegories that he used in the movie The Shining, which kind of went over like, hey, look, like the spaceship, the rocket, the scene, the way the composition was and everything. He was basically sworn to secrecy, obviously, so he wasn't able to tell anybody about it. So he was telling people through his filmmaking, which I found to be pretty interesting. But then this surfaced, and this is interesting. And I'll show you. I got to disconnect it. I got to go back to audio because like you're gonna have to hear it, and we'll talk about it after. But it's pretty good. Let's see. Let me remove it. Let me share what's up. Let's go. All right. Ready?
Okay. Wait.
I perpetrated a huge fraud, which I am now about to detail.
Okay.
Involving the United States government and NASA.
All right.
And I'm sure you've heard the rumors.
The moon landing hoax?
That's right. That the moon landing was fake. The moon landings all were fake. And I was the person who filmed it.
You're serious? Okay.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Okay.
The conspiracy theorists were right on this occasion.
Why?
I don't know about Paul McCartney's death, but this they were right about.
Okay. Why in God's name I don't know what to ask you first. Why the hell, if you're telling the truth, why would you do it? Why are you telling me? I mean, what the?
Don't you think it's important for people to know the truth?
Yeah, yes, certainly.
They had a massive fraud, an unparalleled fraud perpetrated against them. They should know.
Okay.
I mean, they're already suspicious of the government. They may as well have their suspicions confirmed.
Okay. And
I'll go into that.
Is that why you look a little haggard right now? Because you look a little worn. No offense.
Well, also, yeah, because I haven't been taking care of myself too well. I've been drinking a lot, but...
Is that because of the stress of this?
Of course. Stress, guilt, just conflict of all kinds.
Wow. I mean, so you feel bad about this, clearly. I mean, this is...
I do feel bad about it. I also feel proud of it. It's a terrible conflict.
Because you've pulled off one of the greatest...
And because I made a film, if you want to call it a film, which I consider to be my masterpiece.
and you can't take credit or even talk about it
Hereby,
you are now.
I'm hereby taking credit for
Right, but you can't actually go out. You're doing when people see this,
no
you'll be dead.
Until 10 years,
Right, or
15
15,
years
yeah.
after my death.
So you can't talk to Roger Ebert about it. Does that frustrate you?
I have to pay the consequences for the decision that I made many years ago to go along with this.
Like a deal with the devil.
It's Faustian, to be sure.
That's a nice deep fake, but it is a deep fake. And
Okay.
you want to know why? Look at his face as it's warping, and it expands like it goes slim and then it goes wide.
It was a shit angle. You're onto it, but it's not quite it. It took me about 5 minutes to fucking debunk this. Okay. That is not fucking Stanley Kubrick, number one.
Oh, okay. Of course it's not.
It's an actor. It's an actor.
Yeah.
It's from a fucking documentary called Shooting Stanley Kubrick that released in 1999 in films like festivals, right? The actor's name is Tom Mayak, and it basically is a hoax film that was created, and it was marketed as though like, hey, this is the last interview that Stanley Kubrick did before he died. He gave this evidence to his lawyers, and he instructed his lawyers to not release this footage until 15 years after his death. So like, it was brilliantly done, but all I had to do was literally like, I don't know, look up what Stanley Kubrick looks like, right? To kind of like see. And I'm like, all right, maybe because the way that it was shot, it looked a little fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
And then I looked up the name of the movie to try to get as much detail as possible. And it turns out that the name of the actor is Tom Mayak or whatever. So
okay.
And then I was like, well, maybe they're just reenacting it, right? Like this is a legitimate transcript that happened between Stanley Kubrick and a journalist. And maybe no, it's fucking bullshit, right? Like
it's on TikTok too.
It's on every platform. Like I found it.
Okay, because I said the TikTok thing.
The shortest video I found was on Rumble, which is a fucking TikTok update. So like, or upload.
Okay.
So yeah, so it is. But the funny thing is, flat Earth guys fucking strongly believe that we live what's known as the firmament, right? Which is like we live in a flat disk, and like old biblical times, it's like there's water up there. And we're kind of like in this what I would call to be like a snow globe, right? Where there's like a dome that's covering it, right? So if these guys are like the flat Earth guys are using this as like, see, we told you fucking space is fake, right? Like this guy's literally fucking telling us that he fucking created this propaganda film, in 1969, and it's like. It's not even fucking Stanley Kubrick, dude. Like it's a hoax. So like your hoax is being debunked by another hoax. It's like a fucking inception of hoax.
Yeah,
so,
it's pretty funny. I would say this, like
it's pretty fucking compelling if like somebody didn't want to dig into it and you just took it at face value.
Yeah, I would say that it's not impossible, but it's most likely improbable because you have to understand that it's not just the people up there that you would have to convince never to talk about this ever, but the entire ground control crew, and then all of the people who are hired to build the rocket and so forth and so forth. So it's not just the crew up there and then like 5 people down there that you'd have to convince to silence for the rest of their lives. It's like hundreds of people that you would and human nature would not allow not even 10 people to just all keep quiet about something. Like
I agree
somebody
with that.
always.
I agree. There is some interesting things. Like number one, I do believe that like I can't even get fucking service on an airplane, and it's 2023. So the idea that we somehow went up in some fucking aluminum can in 1969 and we're able to transmit not only television but also audio is very difficult for me to fucking swallow, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Well, it is on a delay, but I don't know what
Yeah.
the delay amount is. But I heard that it is on a delay.
But looking at the footage, right? like when you look at the fucking original lunar lander and you look at shit that we land on the moon with now, it's like there's no fucking way that thing landed on the moon. That I just don't buy it. Now, I don't buy this hoax, and I don't think the Earth is flat, but I do believe that during the Cold War and the space race, especially, the United States government 100% manufactured footage. If not all of it, some of it. No question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that if it's easily debunked, the Russians or the Chinese would have already done it because it would make us look like complete assholes.
For sure.
So I would say that if it existed, it would be. So if the government actually covered it up, then it's one of their best successful cover-ups ever.
It's
But
like, yeah, how could you fuck it?
Yeah,
Like if it was filmed in a
it's-
Hollywood studio and it was a guy named Kubrick. Okay, Kubrick never gave any interviews ever.
Yeah. If
first of
anything,
all.
they'd kill Kubrick. I mean, if I was a government entity and I had to create this video and nobody could know about it,
Yeah.
after I'm done filming it, I would eliminate every single person in that room. So that's
it's
that's just me
interesting.
thinking as someone who is in the government. That's what I would do.
You know, because like I don't know, like the whole Eyes Wide Shut story was that Stanley Kubrick wanted to reveal a lot more in Eyes Wide Shut about what goes on in Hollywood and with celebrities and shit. And the rumor is
yeah.
that
Well,
they
that I
fucking
believe.
shut that shit down, right?
Yeah.
And the original release of the movie isn't what Kubrick wanted to do. And then we like really didn't see him again after that, right? Like that was, I mean, I think he popped up. Did he do anything after Eyes Wide Shut?
I have no idea,
Oh
to
my
be
God,
honest.
like I'm trying to think.
I
mean, but
I know that Kubrick is a big director and he really does some
Oh,
deep
man.
stuff, but
he was
I don't follow
incredible.
him that
He was
much.
some of the best. The interesting thing about Stanley Kubrick is like if you look at 2001 Space Odyssey, did you watch you saw in Interstellar, right?
Yeah, I did.
Like Nolan is fucking legend, right? Like he's incredible with everything he can do. One thing that I love about Stanley Kubrick is like if you fucking look at 2001 Space Odyssey at the fucking time it came out, if there was anybody that could fake a fucking moon landing or moon landing footage, it's that motherfucker.
That's
right?
true.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, but like I said, I would, as a government agency, like that would have to cover it up. You would have to take out everybody, and then you would have to commit hundreds of ground crew, you know, to say like, yeah, that was
Well, do
the
you
real
know what
data of them up there.
like the mega diehard flat Earth guys believe? And it's interesting. I had to look this up to see if it was even real. But they say like they're all about the Freemasons, right? Like the Freemasons
Oh,
basically
yeah.
control the world, 33-degree Freemasons, and fucking the whole thing. The original Apollo 11 crew, all of them were Freemasons, right? So when I went to look it up, I'm like, what's the chances of that? So motherfuckers were dying in car wrecks, like months before they were supposed to go up in space, and then they were replaced with people on the mission who just happened to be Freemasons. So all of them in the ring, if you look at the Apollo 11, let me see if I can bring up the picture. If you look up the Apollo 11 picture, they're all wearing the Freemason ring, which is interesting. So they're saying that like, well, the way that they're able to get away with it is the fact that they're all part of the same like little clique. Now, take it for what it's worth.
I've met actual Freemasons.
I have too.
used to
But
know
they're all
some
like the people that fucking fundraise.
They're just
not
regular
like,
people. They just have connections in there. Like, I knew a command sergeant major in the army, and he was a Freemason, and he said that like, it's like a network. It's a really high class network, and
See, now,
it's
I
nothing
agree.
beyond that.
Like I have Freemasonry lodges near my house, right? Like where I lived in Amboy and where I live now, they're everywhere, right? But there's a big difference between the low level Knights of Columbus type dudes that get together at the lodge and a 33-degree Mason like Aleister Crowley, right? Like Aleister Crowley is like king of the fucking occult, if you want to call it that, like the spirit cooking crazy shit type stuff.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that they're saying that are responsible for the coup de grace, if you want to call it that, of these fucking maniacal conspiracy theories. Now, getting back into fucking room 237, I've seen some fucking ridiculous moon footage, right? Where not the moon itself and not space, but I mean like the legitimate astronauts like failing to like zip up fucking like zippers in their lunar landers and shit. Footage that definitely could be done on wire and stuff like that. So like I do feel like if Stanley Kubrick was to do it, obviously it's this fucking documentary's fake as shit, but if he were to do it, it would have to be done at a Hollywood set, and it would have to be a very small group of people. It can't be all of NASA that's included in that. So if it did happen, I'm going to say that, yeah, those guys went up to the moon in 1969, but none of it was filmed. We didn't have the technology to do that. There's no fucking way.
Well, I would say this: if that happened, then when people really did go to the moon, it would look so different than the film footage that they would say the original has to be fake because it's so different. Because it's not like Stanley Kubrick really knows how the moon was gonna be like. So I still think that like Russia or China would have already been like, yo, look at this footage. Like, you guys faked it. And I just think that
what's
our
really
government
interesting
is too stupid to cover that up.
I don't think
I really do. I think they are. I think they're too stupid to. You'd have to genuinely just eliminate everyone because you wouldn't be able to shut everybody up. It just doesn't work that way.
Okay,
Like,
so what's your take on the International Space Station?
it's just there. It's just there. It's a fucking pile of tubes and shit. That's all it is. It's not like it's an ISS like where people are walking around with gravity. It's just a pile of tubes. It looks like the movie The Cube.
It's supposedly the size of like 2 football fields or something like that. It's very small.
Yeah.
Interestingly though, people are like, I could see it from I could see space. I could see the ISS in certain times of the year. I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's really no way that you could feasibly see something that's 400 yards long max. That distance up in the atmosphere from your fucking
that's too
backyard.
far.
Yeah. And some people claim that they can see it without a fucking telescope. I'm like, do you know how big that thing would have to be in order for you to see that in the sky?
Yeah.
It would have to be gigantic, man. It just doesn't
Usually
make
when you're on a plane, if you're really high up, you can't see anything anymore.
That's another argument is like when you're in a 737 or whatever and you're flying up in the air, like you can't see any curvature of the earth, right? So these guys claim that because it's that high, now 30,000 feet is not exactly the highest that you can go. You can go double that. You can go even higher than that. You can go 80,000 miles and you'll start to see curvature. But the weather balloons and stuff can go fucking like 20 miles up into the air. And they claim that there's still no curvature. And when there is curvature, they claim, oh, it's a fisheye lens.
Yeah. See, for me, like, you'd have to convince the entire world. You'd have to convince entire nations, entire governments to just be in on this lie. And you're just giving too much credit to the human race. You're expecting all of these people to just fall in line, and that shit ain't gonna happen. I mean, if the earth was flat and they were all hiding it, then it's the most masterful plan that was ever created. Like, you might as well just say it was created by God because it has to be absolutely infallible. But because you're asking entire governments to like pretend like the earth is round when it's really flat, and there's too many stupid people in many governments all around the world to think that they're all smart enough to just be in on a big lie.
Yeah, I don't think that they're all in on it at
stupid.
all. Like it would take like an extreme amount of secrecy and compartmentalization that I think is not possible.
But like, you think people would just spend, like, you think millionaires and billionaires who launch their own satellites up into space, you think they're just throwing away their money to like support the big lie?
Yeah, but that's what
that.
people say.
So like people like
That's what people say.
yeah. So Elon Musk actually just throws away money and launches.
Dude, I had a conversation with somebody.
That's a ridiculous thing to say.
I know, and I had somebody who fucking was staunch flat Earth guy, and I'm like, look, man, I want to kind of understand your position, and not be disrespectful. Like, I'm not trying to just insult anybody's intelligence here, but like, what are you saying happens? And they're literally like, well, no, it's like NASA. They start off with NASA, and they're basically saying that NASA was created to basically steal our tax dollars because the Earth is actually flat, so all the space missions and shit are all bullshit, and they're flying fucking essentially firecrackers up in the fucking air that just land into the ocean, and they steal your tax dollars. So I said, okay, well, what about the privatization of space travel with SpaceX and Elon Musk and shit? And he's like, yeah, he just fires rockets off into the fucking horizon to keep the line going. And I'm like, that's where it falls apart for me, man. Like, I cannot fucking, I cannot take anybody seriously. That I know
it's so ridiculous.
It's fucking nuts, man. But it's true, and it's like, well, okay, so you're telling me that Elon Musk is gonna fucking waste like billions of dollars flying fucking fake rockets?
Everybody, it's not just him. It's not just Elon Musk. There are fucking hundreds of people who launch satellites. There are hundreds of governments that launched, or not hundreds of governments. There are dozens of governments that launch satellites up in space. Do you know how many? Do you know how many satellites China has? Do you really think China's gonna be like, yeah, we throw away money because we're pretending?
Weather balloons too. That fucking weather balloon blew up right over my fucking house. Remember, I called you. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And that thing was 80,000 fucking miles or 80,000 feet in the air. That's like,
they can
double, more than double a fucking aircraft, man.
Well, there's scientists that launch those type of balloons up in the stratosphere. Like there was a new study this week that they were listening to sound up in the stratosphere because there's like echoing, so there's like rumbling that can be heard. But look, like they're just scientists and they're putting those balloons up there, and you can see everything. So
you're saying that shooting rockets up into the atmosphere, or like into the ocean, wasting fucking hundreds of millions of dollars each launch or whatever, is to keep the lie going, just seems to be a little bit of a fallacy.
Yeah, even I would say this, like people they point to, I'm assuming they point to the Truman Show and be like, look, it could be done. And I would say it came apart in the Truman Show, and that was one tiny town in a fucking movie, and it all fell apart because of one man he was the only man who was not in on it. Everybody else is in on it. Now you're talking about just a fraction of like 1% of the entire population that's in on it, but the other 99% are not in on it, and they wouldn't find out. It would be like the Truman Show times 100. It would be like if everybody on the Truman Show was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, when the sun just came out, like
everybody just
comes
gets
out
a
of
memo,
nowhere.
like, hey man, whenever it's like, we got to send China a memo, like we're firing some rockets into space, pretend like it's real. Like,
Well, shoot them down as soon as they hit the stratosphere, sir.
It doesn't make any sense. Like,
cooperation.
Which is funny. It's like I look at it, it's like, okay, man, so okay, it's all the big lie, right? Like, now, don't get me wrong, I think that there is like legitimate conspiracies that hold weight, right? Like the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is undeniable at this point, right? Like, we have not seen a client list yet because, well, all the fucking clients are the people that run everything, right? So like, they're not like it's oh, dude, that is what I wanted to show you. Fuck, I almost forgot. Okay, this is gonna blow your fucking tits wide open. Okay, this one, I hope you're fucking ready for this shit. Because like
titties.
Okay, let me open this up. Hopefully, I could open it up in Chrome. Let me open it up in Brave,
like a flower.
And then, okay, I wonder if I could share it. I probably can, but I'll do it. I'll do it another way. Right. Let me get that set. Maybe I could drop this in there. That'd be nice if I could do that. Let's see. Yeah.
Drop it in.
Okay.
Shots.
Now, the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is just creepy on its own right? Like, nobody really wants to be associated with this dude. He's clearly got issues. But what if I told you that Disney Cruise Lines used to go to Little St. James Island to go snorkeling, which is Epstein Island?
Really?
Would you believe me?
I guess it depends on the cruise type of line. Like, is it for kids? Is it for private people? Because if it's for kids,
it's an excursion that you would take on the Disney Cruise Line.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. It depends. Does he own the entire island where like the entire island
Yes.
is a private island? So
Yes.
the entire island is private. I don't know. Then
He
I'd have
does.
to see like actual proof because if it's a private island, they'd have to show that on Expedia. You know what I mean?
They do.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if they do,
All right,
that's
hold on,
great.
wait. Like, all right, let me add this as a lower third so we could fucking switch to it because I totally fucking spaced on this and I wanted to fucking bring this up. It's fucking nuts. All right, so conspiracy theory. Did I spell everything right? I hope I didn't. Yeah. Epstein Island. All right, Disney Cruise Lines. Let me fucking share my screen. Hopefully we don't need audio, which is good. So entire screen, share this shit. Boom, boom. All right, let's get her done. Okay, so here is an image of Disney Cruise Line. Now, I fact checked this to make sure that fucking this was legitimate, but this is a 3.5 hour excursion where you go snorkeling on Epstein Island. Now, this is legit. So be whisked away aboard the captain's RIB board, like powerboat pair of sun-soaked snorkeling sites. So basically you're making multiple stops through St. Thomas and a couple of other places, and then you're making a stop on Little St. James Island where fish curiously dart back and forth in clear blue water and a colorful coral formations nestle next to amazing underwater formations. Now, at first I was like, this has got to be fake, right? Like this, somebody fucking photoshopped this. And then
What's the name of the ship that goes there? That goes because they have to name the ship
that fucking,
there.
isn't that the Disney fucking, it's the Disney Cruise Line. It's only one.
No, they have multiple ships, so they usually
get
the
the
name of the ship.
So like here is the day. Actually, let me find it. There we go. So the duration is 2.5 to 3 hours. It's called Captain Nautica's Snorkel Expedition, St. Thomas, St. John Water Sports, whatever, blah, blah, blah. $75 and up, child 60. So this is legit, right? The screenshot is 100% from.
It's an excursion to the island from one of the main islands.
Yeah,
That's different. It's not like they're actually landing on the island.
Kids in fucking 3 hours, man.
Yeah, but that's people are paying for the excursion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People are paying for the excursion, but the weird thing is that it's a private island. So that means that Disney would have to have some type of contract with fucking Epstein in order to use that fucking island as a excursion point.
Well, unless the excursion is from a third party, which they do have.
Yeah, but they would need Epstein's permission to use the island.
Well, they need his permission, but they wouldn't need Disney's.
No, but like if it is somebody had Epstein's like permission to use the island to go fucking snorkel.
I would say that like if they did have that, there are people who wouldn't go there and actually explore. So there'd be footage all over the place of people in Estes Island.
You think like Bill
and I
Clinton,
think there is footage of one person.
Like Bill Clinton would be up there, like fucking diddling kids and shit. Like,
well, there's Bill Clinton, there's Donald Trump, there's actually Elon Musk.
He
was there.
I want to spend. There's no flight log of Trump that's ever been on Epstein Island. He's flown on Local Express from
literal pictures of him with Donald Trump.
No, dude, I'm serious. Like,
of Epstein with Donald Trump. Literal pictures of dancing. There's videos of actually dancing.
There is, but I was taken from Mar-a-Lago. He's never been.
No, they were the island.
No, they weren't, dude.
He was there. I mean, he's a pervert. I don't know why you think he wouldn't go there. Like he would totally go there.
Dude,
he's talking about literally going into dressing rooms with girls and looking at them naked. Why would he want to go to Epstein Island?
That's
his type of thing. That's his thing. Same thing with Elon Musk. You know how many illegitimate children he have? I fucking loves to suck his dick in women and come in them and then leave him.
Leave him, dude.
I totally leave him at Island as well.
Yo, Elon is king. I love Elon. Got nothing but love for Trump and Elon. So the reason on why we don't get a fucking, because Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced to like what, 20 years, right? So like, but they never released any names. Like it's not yet. Legit, not yet. I don't think we're ever gonna see it, man. That would be nuts.
Out there.
Think about it. Like if we were to get list of names, what would happen? I think that
Nothing.
I would say
We'd
that the
forget
majority
about
of
it in 2
Hollywood,
months.
yeah, I
We
would
wouldn't do anything.
no,
I think it's overblown. Like if there was a list and everybody who we just said was on there, after 2 months of the media making a big deal out of it so they can get their clicks, they can get their ad revenue, we would not give a shit about that because we don't care about that anyway. But dude, we just had a mass shooting where a bunch of kids got killed and we stopped caring about that after like 2 weeks. We were just like, whatever.
I
You
think
think
that
we're gonna
the
care about an
majority
island with rich people who fucking molest little kids at the island? You think we're gonna care about that after like 2 months? We won't even
I do.
remember
I
it.
think that the majority of Hollywood and the majority of our government are all
But again,
pedophiles.
it would be all elites because, like I said,
Yep.
Elon Musk has been known to go there as well. So it would be all these elites, and
Wait,
and again, we wouldn't
who told
care.
you
We
that?
wouldn't care.
The flight
It's
log
it's
is out.
in
You can get
it's
it.
in there. It's in there. There's already been articles about it. And my point is that nobody's going to care after 2 months. Nobody is. I'm not going to care. I'm not going to care after 1 hour of it because as soon as I see it, I'll be like, who cares? I wasn't there. They're rich people. Unless they actually get their comeuppance, which they're not, who gives a shit? Like they're not going to get any, like nothing's going to happen to them. Like there's no proof. There's no actual undeniable proof. So really, like after about a month of media coverage and oh my god, they had these sex parties. Rich people having sex parties? Oh my god, that's what a shocker.
But
I
what if
can't
those
believe
sex
that
parties are with
billionaires would
fucking like
indulge.
Haitian girls,
But again,
underage
like
girls,
to think
and
that
boys?
billionaires who have unlimited money would indulge and do crazy shit, like it's nothing that's shocking to me. The shocking thing would be if they actually all got convicted and put in jail. But again, that's about as almost improbable as the flat earth theory. Or I would say the flat earth theory is impossible. But my point is that nobody's going to really care after a month. Even if they released every single name, nobody's going to care.
They released every fucking name. Well, on the
It's
flight
just
log, not.
man.
Oh wait, actually, who was fucking Noam Chomsky and fuck somebody else? Noam Chomsky actually was just labeled passing money back and forth. So not just flight logs
Yeah.
we're talking about. We're talking about Epstein moving money using J.P. Morgan from Noam Chomsky's account to somebody else, and I can't fucking remember exactly who it was. So like that's bad, right? Like when you're fucking
I
like
just
moving
think
money for people, not a good look.
I just think in the end, like unless there is something illegal, again, nobody's gonna care. No, I mean nobody's gonna even bat an eye about it. I think so because like I have no interest in it at all unless these people just magically got convicted. But there's no
Yeah.
proof. There's like what literal proof you would have to have, even if the people actually like witnesses come forward, there would already be an investigation if that occurred. There's no witnesses, there's nobody.
There's tons
So
of
it would
there's
just
plenty of witnesses of people that Epstein used to traffic all the time that came out and said who exactly was on the
yeah,
island.
but no one against these rich and elite people. Like, there's no one that's
No.
actually physically pointing the finger and saying like this person did
No.
it. They're just saying like they
It's-
were used by Epstein and that lady with the black hair.
Ghislaine
But
Maxwell.
yeah. But for me, I think nobody's gonna care. I genuinely think that in the end, the media will make a spectacle of it because it'll get them some ad revenue, it'll get them some clicks, but we won't really care after like 2 weeks.
I feel like it's like if people are going to move on to like I feel the same thing like what just happened with like the Durham report, right? That the FBI kind of like acted on the fact that the whole Russian story with Donald Trump has now been debunked entirely. And it's like for 3 years plus they've been running on this fucking Russian agent story and like there's going to be no accountability anywhere
Yeah.
for anybody.
I mean, there's nothing to account for. It's not like the FBI actually arrested him for anything. The only thing that the Durham report says is that the FBI improperly started the investigation.
Yeah, but it was like based on a Pfizer report that was created by Hillary
But again,
Clinton, dude.
a federal agency that improperly started an investigation I mean, it's happening now. There's improper investigations going on now. Who cares? Like again, this is something to me that like unless there's actual convictions, like
You see,
it's
I think there actually needs to be convictions because they did it against a political opponent with something that never should have happened. So they use this against their political enemy, and like that's bad, right? Like that's
yeah, but
weaponizing, and nobody's going to be
I
held
mean,
accountable. I know it.
yeah,
Nobody.
but Trump also did that with Ukraine when he was asking him for dirt on Biden. He didn't get convicted.
With the perfect
Again,
phone
this is
call.
Yeah, again, this is just for me, it's business as usual. It's one of those things that like I'll care when there's an actual conviction, but as far as I see it, these people are protected because they're high up in the food chain, and you know, I'm sure that Trump will probably get indicted, but as far as actually seeing him in physical bars, I don't think that'll happen. If anything, he'll
No,
probably
they won't.
just pay some fines. He'll get a home monitor device. He loves Mar-a-Lago anyway, so he's just going to chill there for the rest of his life, and that'll be it.
They're
But
fucking coming after him,
that's it.
dude. They're doing him dirty.
You
Hold on.
know, if
What do
they
you think
have the
about?
evidence, they, if he did wrong, he did wrong. It's the same
Like,
thing with Biden.
I don't
If he
know,
did
man.
wrong
Like,
and they
if
have
they
the
have
evidence,
the
he did wrong.
evidence, I mean, that whole like Jean Carroll chick that accused him of rape, there was no evidence there. That shit was horseshit.
Well, he had no defense.
Yeah, but I mean, like, no
he
defense.
had an opportunity. No, but he literally had zero defense, and that's my whole point. Is if he really can back himself up, he would go there. He would have some type of defense. He literally did not defend himself throughout the entire case,
But
and so
what's
it's
weird
kind
is
of
the fact that like she accused him of rape, and the guy what he ended up getting like it was like sexual abuse charges, and then
he didn't get like a full rape. He got a jury of
of
people, a
Democrats
jury of
and
12.
liberals in New York.
And Republicans, do you
No.
know if all of them, because you do know that when the jury is selected, they're selected by both the prosecutor and the attorney and the lawyer. Like they're both cross-examined. So if you think that a lawyer is just going to let all liberals go onto the bench of 12 jurors, that
Well,
doesn't happen.
the
But my
reason
point
why
is
oh, go ahead.
but,
Go
but,
ahead.
my, but my point is that if they were all liberals, like you said, they would have put the rape charge, but they didn't, right? They
Well, because
just
there was
put
no
the
evidence of
sexual
it.
assault because they were doing their
How
job
is there
as a
evidence
jury.
of
There was
how
no
is there
evidence
evidence of sexual assault when you can't prove whether or not
because
he was
they
there or not?
presented evidence. She
What
presented
evidence?
evidence with testimonies from her and different people, and he didn't defend himself against that. Like he literally didn't defend himself against that. And so the jury awarded that to her.
She has the same claims against another individual. I think it was a guy who used to own CNN. And the chick is definitely off a rocker. But what makes me know that it's bullshit is that Alvin Bragg, the DA of New York, changed.
But he has
the
nothing to
law.
do with that case.
No. As a DA, like they changed the law in New York to make the statute of limitations open for 2 years so that she could actually sue him. So they changed
did
the
they
law.
change that now right now? Like literally this
They
year?
changed it just before she
Really?
opened the case. So they changed the law of the statute of limitations to allow her to sue him, which just is shady to begin with. So like
the DA is allowed to change the law. Like
Yeah.
the DA himself changed the law because I feel like
the legislators
Senate
changed the
usually-
law.
Yeah, the legislature. Okay,
Right.
the
Yeah,
legislators.
they changed it. They opened it for a 2-year window.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like he had no defense. He had a chance to actually go and provide a statement on the defense, and he didn't because he had zero defense. So he could have defended himself, and he didn't.
But his deposition
So-
clearly said that he didn't know her.
He actually confused her with another woman, which means that
Yeah,
he's
which
either
is funny.
senile or, I mean, to say that you don't know a woman that you've known for like a couple of years is, come on, man.
All
This
right.
is the guy who says who has a perfect memory too. He doesn't know her.
Hell yeah, man. All right, I got a good one for you. Okay. Damn it. I want to find like a really, really spicy one. Because you're gonna be like, this is ridiculous. And it is. It's purely fucking ridiculous. And that's why I love it.
Yeah, a lot of it is. I don't mind it though because I'm
Okay.
I'm on an island. I don't I don't know.
Check it out. No,
I
it's
don't
not
vote
Trump
for
related.
US stuff.
This
Oh,
has-
okay.
This is something even more fresh. This is something
Fresh
that's
is
like,
fresh.
yeah, it's fucking awesome. Let me fuck, man. Of course, like when I want to find all this fucking this conspiracy shit, it gets like more and more difficult to fucking find stuff. Oh wait, because my search is fucking moderate. Okay, so let me see here. What if I told you? I like starting it like that. So what if I told you that Joe Biden is a clone?
I would say,
we'll
why
start
did
with
they
that.
spend all that money to clone a fucking 90-year-old man? They fucking spend billions of dollars and you clone a 90-year-old man.
I know. All right, but hold on. I'm gonna bring the receipts. Okay. I know it sounds fucking nuts.
It's really funny because it's like all that technology, all that power. It's imagine if imagine if Thanos got all of the stones on the Infinity Gauntlet and all he wanted was a cheeseburger. That's the equivalent of the cloning Joe Biden to have that massive technology and to clone a 90-year-old man.
Well, the best thing is people say, damn it.
Just snap and get a cheeseburger. Like he's like, I just destroyed massive amounts of people and worlds. He's like, I have all the Infinity Stones and I want the perfect cheeseburger.
Okay.
And then that's all he wants.
So they're saying about how Biden Biden is obviously senile. Okay, like I'm not gonna say that this has any legitimacy other than what we're looking at. Oh my god, you can barely see it. It's like fucking 480p. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it. All right, cool. All right, now they're saying if you look at his earlobes, it's a dead giveaway. Now, in old Biden, his earlobes are like rounded. You could see like kind of like up towards where it connects to his cheek tissue to where his jawline begins, right? So this is like old Biden. It's like Obama era Biden. And then you have fucking senile batshit Biden. That's clearly his lobes are not like they don't. There's no lobe there. Like it doesn't. It just goes directly into his face. So people and there's a lot of evidence out there where people are like, hey man, like this is clearly a clone. It's not the same guy, right?
And I would say to what end?
Okay. Go to YouTube.
All that cloning technology. To what end? Clone the president.
Well, to make him do whatever the fuck it is that the fucking, I don't know, the people that fucking, oh, come on, man. Of course, YouTube fucking censoring everything. I can't.
Yeah. If you tell me that the Democrats have cloning technology, I would say that why wouldn't you want to be a Democrat? If they're the fucking masterminds who can clone a president, you want to be on their team. They're masterminds.
Now, yeah, well, for sure.
That's where that argument falls apart. Is when you have to give credit to your opponent, and then that's where the argument falls apart.
But check it out. Like when you really look at it, it's pretty compelling.
I mean, also it just looks like a different picture. I mean, his chin is different too.
Oh, wait, dude, totally. Now, if you want my take, he had plastic surgery done.
Well, also it looks like he's just older. It looks like he's fatter in this, and then the picture on the left, he looks fatter. And then this picture, he looks a lot thinner because he's older.
Yeah, but also when you get a facelift, when you get a facelift, like like in fucking that scene from Beetlejuice,
I do that as well.
That's the first thing that goes is that fucking that lobe is like they're gonna fucking start pulling your face back. So that's the reason on why earlobes kind of look like that.
Yeah, but he did have plastic surgery, but since he's a clone,
no.
Again, I would say this to people who think you have to give credit to your enemy, because I think that's funny that you consider your fellow Americans enemies. But look, you'd have to give credit to them. You'd have to say that they fucking created cloning technology and cloned a person. And nobody knows except them, of course, except them. But again, that would make the Democrats geniuses.
Well, it depends if the Democrats are actually the ones in control. Like, what if like?
Well, why wouldn't they? You think the Republicans are controlling it to what? Give Biden?
It's like guys like no, it's dudes like George Soros and the people in the shadows that fucking, you know what I mean? Like the guys that nobody sees.
But if anything, they want to just sell off Biden and control Kamala Harris because she's younger, she has more time on her hands. 90-year-old man, not billions of dollars to clone a 90-year-old man, which in another 5-6 years you're gonna have to get rid of that body.
Yeah. I mean, look at it right now. Like back then he had like that kind of still with it. Now he's got that like fucking 1,000-yard stare. Like, I feel bad. It's almost like elder abuse. Like the guy has no idea where he is.
Yeah.
Sad.
For me, I'm okay. He's not talking about nuking hurricanes and shit. I'm fine.
Yeah, no, he's talking about fucking sending more money to Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't want Russia to fucking take them over.
Fuck them. Fuck them both.
I see this as the same thing as when Germany started taking over countries. If we don't stop them right now, we'll be stopping them in a full-blown war.
Did you know that fucking Vladimir Zelensky was a fucking stand-up comedian?
He's in movies. He's on a Netflix movie.
You don't find that weird?
Actually, Netflix made movie.
Do you find that weird?
No, because we had a reality TV star president a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but he was like
the same shit.
He's like a fucking billionaire businessman.
He's a billionaire, but he keeps asking people for money. But anyway, either way, like from the entertainment industry, I mean, Donald Trump was part of the Hollywood elite. I mean, he was in a Hollywood access bus.
I don't know. I think that the situation in Ukraine is all NATO's fault. Like
for me, I think that this is the same thing as World War II. You got a hostile country trying to take over another country. Back then, it was Germany taking over Poland. And if we sit around and we do nothing, then we're no better than the League of Seven, the seven-nation, basically like a smaller version of the United Nations that did nothing. And then Germany kept taking country after country, and that's what Russia's going to do. They're already looking at another country. I think it's Moldova or I can't remember the name of it, but you let them take over Ukraine, they'll take over that, and then they'll take over another one, and another one, and we're back.
I think it's only a matter of time before we're speaking Mandarin anyway. Like, it's obvious that the dollar is coming to an end.
Well, I would say this: if we let Russia take over a country, what's to stop China from taking over Taiwan?
They're not. They're going to do it, and we're not going to be able to stop them.
They may try, or they may see what's happening with Russia, like maybe we don't want to deal with that bullshit.
I don't know, man. I think that Ukraine is not doing as well as the media is making.
They're doing pretty well. They've held back the Russians. The Russians had a Russian Victory Day parade to celebrate their World War II Victory Day. And it looked so pathetic. They had one tank because all of their fucking military hardware is being destroyed over there. And that's because NATO and the United States providing arms. And look, we are wasting a ton of money. Or not wasting, we are giving them a ton of money. But
we're never getting it back. We taxpayers, man.
We were this in World War II. And people always say, if we go back in time, you would kill Hitler, or you would stop the war before it started, and you would stop, and you would stop it before all those Jewish people got killed. Well, we're seeing Ukrainians get killed by Russians and their country being taken over. We have a chance to do the opposite of World War II. There you go. My way of thinking. Everybody has their own thoughts. That's fair. I see it as repeating itself. Russia is a country trying to take over Ukraine.
I think that Ukraine is one of the most fucking corrupt nations in the world, and we are laundering.
It's their country. Our country has mass shootings every single day. You think we should be taken over just because we don't know how to run our country?
No. What I mean is like corrupt, like in terms of corruption and government and white nationalism over there. They're all Nazis.
Maybe, but it's their country. And again, like you have Russia that took over Crimea a bunch of years back when Obama, he did nothing. And now Russia is trying to take over Ukraine. why do you think they would stop after Ukraine? They keep going and going, and then we'll be embroiled in World War III. They have multiple countries, and then we have to fight against that instead of them just fighting against them right now. They're being weak by Ukraine. Imagine if we went in there, we would destroy them.
I actually think that we have no business being there. And the reason why I say it is because it's a Slavic civil war. And when I look at NATO only giving $20 billion and we're in the kitty now for like $170 billion, it's like, why are we as Americans paying for the war over there when it affects the UN and NATO way more than us? Like, they're not putting up their fucking
because
bargain.
it would affect us in the long run. Once Russia takes over more and more countries, why would they not attack us?
Well, no, my point is, like, it's a direct threat to NATO and UN, but yet we're the ones that NATO with the bill. Yeah, we are, but like it's a direct threat, like literally right next door to the UN.
I would say this, NATO because of World War II. So if you feel like you should just let Russia take over countries, to me, it's a complete parallel to Germany taking over Poland. It would be the same as people saying, let them take it over. What's the worst that could happen?
I agree. What I think is going to happen is we're so involved in Ukraine and we're so in a deep in Ukraine right now that I would say, like, tide, I think, is highest in June, especially surrounding the island of Taiwan for the Navy. And they're already surrounded the island. I would assume that we're only months away from China invading Taiwan, and we're not going to be able to do anything about it.
Well, maybe we sanction the hell out of them, and then they lose money. I hear their population is actually not doing well.
70% of their currency right now is now being done through the ruble and the fucking yuan. They're not using the US dollar anymore. So, like, now BRICS, which is like, the fucking, it's like NATO versus BRICS is essentially what it is. And it's like, when you have the two countries now that are they're dominant, but they're using different currencies, we can't sanction them. There's nothing we can do unless we sanction them on their businesses,
which basically say like no business in the United States can do business with China.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird, man. It's gonna happen. That's all I'm saying.
I think that happens.
Oh, it will.
What can you do?
But there's not much we can do.
No, man. We've
So
been fighting with China for years, decades.
Oh my god, yeah.
Same thing with Russia.
Yep. Take it in the ass from fucking every country. Let me see. There was some fucking entertainment news, I think. We covered Indiana Jones. We covered.
I know. Yeah.
The only thing
that I'm still hearing myself on the echo, by the way.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I've been hearing myself for a while. But I know that there's video game news, and that's that Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out. I don't know if you heard about that. They got a new Mortal Kombat coming out.
Oh, the game or the movie?
The game, I believe. It's called Mortal Kombat 1. Looks very solid. I think they're going old school, but I think you'll need to take a look to be sure, because you are the Mortal Kombat expert, and I unfortunately do not play fighting games because I absolutely suck at them. I just do not.
Let me run it. I have it up. I'm gonna run it right now.
Go for it.
All right.
I'm gonna mute myself.
It is time.
Yeah.
Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife. To dwell in joyous prosperity or bitter rivalry. And face each other as sworn enemies or united as brothers. But a storm is brewing, and soon discover that even in this new era, one constant remains. There is always something worth fighting for. You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war with a god.
Oh, that's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, it's September.
I didn't want to see gameplay. I didn't. So annoying. I'd like to know if. I'm wondering if.
I think that I didn't play 11. I played the shit out of 10, and all the other ones before it. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I have a love for that franchise that probably will never go away, just because of how it impacted me as a kid. So like, I will always play those. But then again, I like fighting games. What people don't realize is that Mortal Kombat has a fuck ton of real lore, right? Like NetherRealms does a really good job of making sure that the lore is always in the game somehow. And some people who just look at it at face value, just look at two people fighting each other and doing fatalities and whatnot. But there's actually a ton of lore. Like I think I can't remember which one it was for the PlayStation. They had like a quest game mode. And it was kind of clunky, but it did a really good job at like kind of walking through the lore and stuff like that. And it always did. It always had like a great amount of lore. So that trailer was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'd like to see some gameplay because it's not that far away. But I'm curious to see what engine they're using. If they're using the same engine of, I'm curious to know if they're using the same engine as the last game or if they're using an updated engine. I don't know if they're using the new Unreal Engine.
It doesn't say.
I'm always curious if like the new games are using that engine because that engine is insane.
Yeah, they don't say. I know that it was I thought it was a proprietary one that they used to use, but it could be. I don't know. The last one, I should check actually, because that's a pretty good stat to know. I'm curious to see.
It looks like they're going like more old school, simplistic. Like they're nothing futuristic or fancy. It looks like it's just going back to basics. I didn't see any of the American fighters. I didn't see Sonya. I didn't see Jax. I didn't see Johnny Cage.
Yep,
is that his name?
Yeah. Yep, Johnny Cage. I saw Kung Lao.
There's Kung Lao.
I Raiden, obviously.
Raiden.
Shang Tsung. It looked like
Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't see any of the Americans, so I'm wondering if they're going to just keep it straight to Asian characters, which would be interesting.
I'm assuming that was
or maybe they're just
too.
Yeah, but it is a trailer. Then again, I'm sure they'll throw in some others in there.
Yeah,
I can't imagine they're not going to include Sonya and Johnny Cage, and
I'm
those
sure
are
they will be in there.
Iconic characters. So
I think they're working with UE4. I'm looking on Reddit, and people are saying that advancements made to encourage them. It could be using UE5, so it could be Unreal 5. But I'm pretty sure that if they are using either one of those, they're most likely using some type of modded version of it. So they probably have the source code because they got the money, and they're probably modding it in some way.
Yeah, because there was a little bit of combat in the middle of the trailer, and if that looked like the game, then holy
no way.
crap!
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be gameplay.
You never know because But
yeah, Shang Tsung, Liu Kang, Raiden, Scorpion, Katana, Melina, Sub-Zero, and it looks like some sort of prequel or something. I don't know if they're like going for
because that guy at the end with the fire and the ice. I mean, I've never played the new games, but I'm assuming he's an all new character.
Yeah, I think
He
it's
was
Fire God Liu Kang actually.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what they're doing with this. It's a reborn universe, so they're kind
Well,
of
is it
like,
all the same developers like Ed Boon? Is Ed Boon still attached to it?
I mean, they don't
Is
develop. They haven't developed in a while, but they are still in control of NetherRealms. Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure because if it's an all new studio or some type of B studio, then
No,
it's
I
gonna
think
be
that
like Mass
those guys
Effect
are.
Andromeda.
Oh God, no. Fuck no.
Yeah, that was a
Could you
night. That was a
imagine?
nightmare, man. That was a
You played
nightmare
through
of a.
that?
I didn't finish it, and I tried. I really tried to give it a chance, but it's just boring as hell. It's
Yeah.
so boring.
I didn't even give it a shot. I was like, fuck that. I didn't want to bother.
Yeah, I don't want to play the Tears of the Kingdom game because if I do, then I'll give up on my YouTube channel. So, but I heard it's phenomenal. I've seen a couple of videos, and it's incredible what you can do with that new
Oh, the building
building
mechanic.
mechanic thing. I
They
mean, it's
basically took.
insane.
I used to a couple of years ago. I played a game called Scrap Mechanic, and on PC, and it's literally the same system.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they
It's
kind of
incredible.
adopted it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah,
But yeah, my wife is playing it, and I keep telling her I want to play it, but I've been so busy trying to fucking get this going up and everything. So, I think eventually I'll probably fall into it, but I don't know.
Yeah, my brother asked me the other day. He was like, "Oh, when are you gonna play it?" And I said, "Maybe like late August, when I'm kind of just settled in and I'm
Yeah.
kind of just caught up on as much as I can. Then I'll sit down because I want to play it for like more than 2 hours. I want to play it for like 3 or 4 hours. I want to go nuts.
Oh, she's been playing all week, man. It's a huge game. It's like Elden Ring big.
Yeah, it looks incredible. But yeah, I refuse to get it because I know what I'm gonna do. I'll start playing that game and I won't do anything else.
Yep. See now, I don't know. Graphically, like it doesn't. I don't know, man. It's got that
It looks
fucking.
the same.
Yeah, it's basically Breath of the Wild. It looks the same.
I liked what was the one on the Wii?
Twilight
One where
Princess.
he turns. Yeah, I like that art style.
Yeah, I
but
don't mind it.
I like the more realistic. I like where Link is more adult, like I guess a late teen.
I like
him better than the kid version, but that's
yeah,
just me.
yeah. It's I don't care like what age version Link I have. I care about I don't know, like I'm not asking for Wind Waker, right? It's like really weird
Oh yeah.
rap of the rapper style, but I am I don't know. This one it takes some getting used to, but the weapon breaking mechanic is still in it, which I'm not excited for.
I know, but I heard that they have the fusing mechanic where you can, right before the weapon's about to break, you can fuse it with something else and make an entirely new weapon, and then that'll have a complete new durability,
Nice.
which that's fair. That's a fair compromise. I prefer to not have it at all, but
Yeah.
I can deal with something like that.
Where everybody was basically getting the Master Sword as fast as possible just to avoid it. Like
I did.
yeah.
I
A lot of people
cheated.
did. Yeah,
Well,
a lot
I
of
mean, I
people did,
didn't.
man.
I just used a clipping mechanism that obtained the sword with only 4 hearts or 3 hearts or whatever it was that I had.
Oh shit, really?
But yeah, if you sleep next to it, you could pick it up like as if it's a stick.
There's oh my god, there was a game that well, I don't know if you I started playing that fucking Trombone Hero or Trombone
Yeah, I
Champ.
heard about that. I'm actually gonna stream, but I'm gonna stream State of Decay 2 because I think my PC will be able to handle it. It's an older game. They just put out a new update, which I know it's crazy that they're still updating that game, but they put out a huge update a couple of weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago, and they fixed a ton of the stability issues with it. So
Right.
I'm gonna when I get my capture card, I'm gonna stream it and see. I'm just gonna see how it goes. I'm just gonna try it out because I'm working off of a $300 laptop, so I can't stream the better games. I can only
Yeah.
stream the older games. So yeah, and
Don't
that
blame you.
fits in with my motif. So I figured I'd play that game. They changed a lot of the stuff in the game. Like now, plague hearts can actually attack your base. Like they can send out zombies to your base and stuff like that. So it's they've made it more interactive.
That's nice. Yeah. That game was a huge piece
I know
of
you
shit.
don't like that game. I know you
That game
didn't
was a
really
huge
like
piece
it.
of
Yeah,
shit when it
that's
first
fair.
launched.
I still actually enjoy it. I've got 50 legacy characters, so I've got a
Dude,
ton to
what?
work with when I
How
finally
many
start
fucking
streaming it.
hours did you put in that game?
Well, I mean, I've killed 10,000 zombies because there's an achievement to kill 10,000 zombies, and I think I
Right.
busted that achievement last year. So
Jesus
whatever,
Christ.
yeah, yeah. But I enjoyed the game, and like I said, big update. So I'm gonna start streaming that because, well, that's the only thing my piece of crap laptop can handle.
I thought about streaming um just Tears of the Kingdom, but it's so like I don't really want to play that on stream. I like playing games that don't require much of my attention, I guess. Like,
I think you have
rhythm
to
games and
play
shit.
games that you're gonna be able to talk. Like, my
Yeah.
method of thinking is that during the State of Decay 2, like, I can talk, like, during the modes where you're sneaking around and you're searching for loot, so
Yeah.
I can talk, and then I can react when I'm getting chased by, the feral zombies and stuff like that. So that's my mode of thinking. It's I'm going to be communicative, but I agree, something like, Tears of the Kingdom, when I play, what's the other one? The one before it.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. When I play Breath of the Wild, I'm engorged in that game. I'm zoned into it. Like, I'm not talking. I'm not. I the only time you're reacting is when, like, a lionel crosses your path and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, it's so true, man. And it's like that's kind of like I don't know. I guess I
It's
have
the
like
sign of a great
severe
game.
ADHD.
It's the mark of a great game when you're just so engrossed that you don't look at your phone, you're not looking anywhere around you, you're just into the game, you're looking at it, and you're just like, "Oh, this is such a good game."
Yeah, I can hear
Mark
her
of a good
playing it
game.
right now downstairs, dude. It's like she hasn't stopped. It's been
I
going
don't
all
blame
week.
her, man. I don't blame her because it's an amazing game, and that is exactly the reason I don't get it because I have no willpower, I have no discipline, and I
Yeah.
know that if I get that game and I put it on my Switch, I'm done.
Yep.
You won't see me for a couple of weeks.
You might want to stream it then, man. Make it a fucking see my
I'm a little
situation
bit
is
nervous about streaming Nintendo stuff, man. They're really, really, really strict about their streaming stuff. I
you
heard
gotta do it
they
on
take
Rumble,
down people's
dog.
videos and stuff. Yeah, I guess so
Fucking
because I heard that they take down people's stuff all the time.
yeah, Nintendo's pretty severe about it.
Yeah, they're
I
a
can't
bunch of
wait to get the
cunts.
copyright strikes on this fucking stream because we were doing trailers and shit. I wonder if that's
Trailers was just so stupid.
I know.
When I put on my video, it's gonna have a bunch of trailers, and I'm probably gonna have to fill out like 7 or 8 appeals, but I don't care.
Ridiculous,
I
man.
really
Like,
don't care anymore.
yeah, I just throw it up there, man. It is what it is. Like, whatever. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
interested in like trying to fucking go through all the riffraff. I mean, not for
It's a
the
pain,
lack of
man. It's such
followers
a
I have
pain.
anyway. You guys on Rumble, smash that fucking follow button, man. I need more Rumble followers. I don't, dude. I have like 7. It's pathetic.
Yeah, well, at least you got some followers. I don't have any, but
On Rumble,
I don't do
it's so
Rumble. I do
bad,
YouTube.
man. Like, I don't get it.
I'd get chased out of Rumble for
Yeah,
being
I
a
don't-
liberal.
Yeah, you fucking skank. Liberal. Get out of here.
They'd be like, get out of here, you bastard, you beta cuck. And just so you know, Jesus was a cuck. Jesus was a
Was he?
beta cuck. Yeah, he's hang around with 12
Jesus is
guys.
Lord.
Had a woman that he never slept with, never got married, didn't have a fucking job. His fucking
carpenter,
superpowers
motherfucker.
are his superpowers are unlimited sushi and wine. That's like the biggest gay superpower you could ever think of. Like unlimited sushi and wine for everyone. I hope
Oh
my
my
wife
God.
doesn't see this because she's religious, so
Oh my God,
she'll kill me
dude.
for saying that. Jesus is gay, man. Again, hung out with 12 guys. They had a hooker with them, and nobody slept with the hooker. That's sus. That's sus. That's sus. He's a
I don't
good
even know.
guy,
I don't
though.
even know what to say to that, man.
He's a good guy. I mean, I believe in his message. People just use him, but feeding the poor, caring, empathy. I truly believe in empathy. So, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
I'm
totes.
okay that he's gay. I'm okay that he's gay.
If there's anybody watching,
Let him wash my feet.
Oh my god.
I'd love to have a conversation, a Pulp Fiction style conversation. You know, they're having the conversation in the beginning
Oh yeah, and
about
yeah,
foot
yep,
massage. Have a
yeah.
foot massage and say like, what if Jesus gave you a foot massage? Because you know he was into the foot washing thing. So
Should
it's like,
I?
what
I
if
should
he
play
washed
like
your feet?
I should play people that fucking Goonies deleted scene that I made.
Oh, you should. As you
Like
can
give
you
it a
can
pulse.
play it there.
Well, yeah,
I can't believe
I can't upload
well
shorts to Rumble. It just doesn't do good. They don't
yeah.
have the ability to do shorts yet. They're working on it, but like they haven't gotten there yet.
Well, I can understand you really can't monetize on shorts, and they're trying to make their stuff, you know, monetizable,
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So
yeah. I should
yeah,
play it for people right now so they get all fucking offended and shit. Right?
I can't imagine like how you can get offended by that. It just to me it was just funny,
I
and
don't know.
you're talking to a liberal, like
My fucking
it's
my
not that
wife
funny.
saw it and I was like, "Yo, check this out," and she was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'm
They're
like, "Oh,
fictional
my God."
characters. Fictional
Well,
characters.
that's what I said. And I
You know
was
that's
like,
what
"All right, whatever.
it's
It is
art
what it is."
it's art and entertainment is fiction. You know, it's fine to be gross out. You know, I again I have empathy. I don't say a lot of words that are politically incorrect anymore, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
But if something's funny to me, it's funny to me. And to me, that wasn't harmful. Like who does that hurt? Like specifically, I asked myself, who does that physically or mentally hurt?
Nobody. It was like the
Because those are
best thing I did in a
yeah,
while,
because
too.
because those are fictional characters. It's a funny bit. We've seen worse.
You
So
know, fuck it.
yeah,
I'm gonna play that shit then. Let's
play
see.
it. Who
Hold on,
cares, man?
I wonder if I can. Oh wait, I can't fucking. What? I can't.
It's funny. It's funny because like I'm one of those people that are just like, you know, let art be art.
Let's see if we
I
can add it.
you know what
Work.
before you well I'll wait till after that. There's something I wanted to mention about Community, and after you play that
Can you hear it?
remind me.
I don't even know if you can hear it.
I don't hear anything, but it's paused on my end.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
to press
What about
play.
now? You hear that?
I can hear it. I can hear it, but I don't see any video. The video movement is really, really slow.
Oh, is it
It's
really?
streaming really slow. Yeah.
All right, let me close it and then I'll share the other screen. Let's see. And then I'll share that
Yeah.
screen too. And then I'll bring it up. Yeah, because I wonder if
Well,
it may,
well,
it
while
may
you're
not
doing
play.
that, I just wanted to mention that I read an article that Hulu has Community on
They've
their
had it for a
streaming
while. You
platform.
talk about the show?
Yeah, they've had the show for a while, but apparently they blocked one of the episodes. I don't know if you remember the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Yeah, it's fucking great
Well,
episode.
they blocked it because the the executives felt like the blackface that the principal wears, which isn't really blackface because it's a dark elf that he's being,
Right.
and they felt like it was going to offend people, so they removed the episode. Now, here's the thing. I disagree completely, but Yvette Nicole Brown, she's the African American woman in the show. She is completely against them removing the episode because she says that if you watch the episode, even her character comes up to him and says like, oh, you know, you're being racist because you're wearing blackface. And then he explains that he is dressed as a dark elf, and he explains it much better than I'm ever going to explain it here. But my point is that Yvette Nicole Brown, who is African American and was on the show, supports not removing that episode. And she says that it's a great episode. It was a lot of hard work on the episode. It was a sweet episode. It has a great message.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense to remove it. And that's my point, is that you can't look at this thing as liberal conservative. There are some people who understand that art is art. It should just be free. It should be freedom. It should be free from censorship. And they still can have empathy, and they can still have their religious or political views be completely not aligned with that, and separate the art from what it is. It's art and entertainment. And it's the same thing with your video. It's art and entertainment. There is nothing that your video does to harm anybody. Nothing.
No, it's just, you know, It's awesome, man.
It's just it's crude humor. If you're offended by that, then you're offended by Family Guy,
Oh yeah,
which
people.
which we have seen worse on Family Guy. We have seen worse.
Have
So
we?
there you go. Play your video. We
Oh,
have seen
I don't
worse
even
on
know.
Family Guy.
I'm gonna see if I can play it here.
Stewie has literally killed his mother. Stewie has committed matricide. You think your video is worse than matricide?
Well, let's find out. I don't even know if you could hear it.
Good.
Can you see it?
It's a little echoey, but the video is just really bad with the frames per second. But go ahead and hit play.
I don't know
Let's
if
see
it's
what
your
it
internet or
does.
what, but can you even hear
It
it?
could just be my internet.
You're gonna live with me now.
It's good.
Because I love you.
His face looks perfect. The credits.
Oh man, if there's anybody fucking watching after that, I don't even know.
I don't think it's that offensive. I think just YouTube is being a bunch of bitches, but
I tried on both
I genuinely
TikTok and YouTube, and they both fucking shut that
my
shit down.
God.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know
because it
why.
shows the ass. That's the only thing I can think of is that they showed the bare ass, but
Maybe. I mean, I was
that's
going for
the
shock
only thing I
value.
can
I was
think
I was
of.
pretty pissed off because I was like, you know
I
what,
know,
man, I'm tired of
I've
making
seen worse
content,
than that.
nobody watching it. So like, fuck it. It was one of
Yeah,
those.
I've seen worse than that, man. I've seen so much worse than that. I think
sure.
personally, like art and entertainment shouldn't be censored. To be honest, there's even a difficult fine line to censor even art and entertainment that can truly offend people, like on a really deep level.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you should censor that because the reality is that unless it's being forced upon you, just don't look at it, don't support it. You know, just turn away from it, leave it alone. But
We just lost a viewer on Rumble, by the way.
oh, we did. That's okay. I can't imagine that you've watched Rumble and be offended by that. I've heard
No,
so much
not by
worse on
anything.
Rumble. So
Yeah.
much worse on Rumble.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, man. Like I you know, when I read that
They just
article
signed
with
two of the biggest fucking streamers, by the way. Like
Huh?
game streamers. They just signed two of the biggest game streamers, by the way.
Oh, did they? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So like, I don't know, man. I think within the next 6 months or so, Rumble should fucking start quality increasing anyway and get rid of some
I
of the
think competition is good, man. Competition is healthy because then what it'll do is it'll keep YouTube in check. It'll allow you, or it'll make YouTube have to make changes to be more consumer friendly to be able to keep their consumer base, which of
agree.
course they're going to keep most of their consumer base. But once they start losing percentages in the tens, you know, they start to worry and they'll make changes to keep them.
Yeah,
so
I think
I'm all for it.
Rumble's trying to really push the live streaming. That's really, I think, their market
Yeah.
that they're going after. But yeah, I'm tired of YouTube shit, and I hope that Rumble fucking
Yeah,
does really
it's a
good.
tough market, man. I did the YouTube thing because I want my channel long term to eventually make money, but it's you know, every time I put out a video, I got to put an appeal in, which is absolutely ridiculous to the point where I just have it in a Word file. Like I have a generic appeal in a Word file and then I just put the movie in because it's every single time.
I have a license for that fucking, like, anytime I do a breaking news thing, like I have a license for it, and every fucking time I upload the video, I get fucking tagged with a copyright for the news music. And I'm like, I fucking own a license for this fucking thing. Like, and still it's like, well, it's a copyright, but it doesn't affect your short. And it's like, dude, that's all I do. Can like you just keep it on file? So like you stop fucking like tagging me in every fucking video I upload. It's like copyright, but it doesn't affect it. It's like, yeah, it doesn't affect it because I can't monetize my shorts. But like the moment that I can start monetizing my shorts, you guys are going to ding me, and every fucking upload, I'm going to have to upload you the license. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It makes me not want to upload to YouTube. And I'm like, just fuck it. But like, I don't know, whatever. It's just me griping.
Yeah,
it's not like I make fucking money anyway. Nobody watches this fucking channel anyway.
No, I'm way below on subs and stuff like that, but I enjoy still doing it, and like I said,
I do it for me.
I mean, you were talking about We're talking about conspiracy theories, and I'm brushing off conspiracy theories, and I truly believe that in 2 years my job will be taken over by AI. So,
Oh
you
man,
know,
yeah.
I
Some of
probably
the AI
sound like a
tools I
nut.
found are great.
I'll probably sound like a nut, but I don't know, man. I
Oh,
feel something
I
in my
think
gut telling me that companies are just gonna find a way to crack that code and use it to replace almost everyone.
well, it's not just companies too. The Great Reset in general is all about that. You'll own nothing and be happy because they're gonna fucking own everything and nobody's gonna have a job. You'll be having universal basic income and shit.
Yeah, but
We're
I
only
just
fucking 10 years away from that shit, maybe less.
yeah, but that's why I'm carving out my YouTube channel. But it's a grind with them. It's a total grind. It's just
Yeah,
it's like homework. It's homework.
it is
That's
hard.
that's
It's a
that's the
part-time job.
easiest way to describe it. It's homework.
That's why I stopped giving a crap about I don't know, following up on all that stuff on YouTube. It's like, yeah, there's like little tricks like, oh, you gotta make sure you dot the
Oh,
I's
I
and
know.
like I'm like, fucking no. Like that's why I like Rumble, but like of course you guys that are watching me on Rumble, smash that Rumble button, please. Like I would much rather leave YouTube behind me and not have to worry about all that if I had a big enough subscriber base on Rumble.
Yeah, you
Like
were built for Rumble, to be honest.
I know.
I mean, because your humor does not mesh well with YouTube. They're very
No,
sensitive to everything. I mean,
they're
I've seen
sensitive to
them.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them almost ban a channel for a Cleopatra
Yeah, I
video,
can't bad
and
talk anything. Like, and that's the other thing too. It's like, dude, I can't even like give my honest opinion without
you got to be
being
careful.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it's like I don't want to self-censor, but it's like I'm not what I'm saying is not really that bad, right? Like I've seen way worse in terms of like what people are bringing up in terms of Cleopatra, but even my short, dude, like I uploaded that short to TikTok and there must be I don't know 30 fucking comments of people fighting against each other and me I don't engage so I'm kind of like yeah this is nice anyway because it's like if they're fighting it's going to just increase the amount of views on the algorithm anyway so it's like I don't really
it
care
does.
but yeah
Comments are your best friend,
yeah
even if they're crap comments, like comments hating you. Like
yeah
the algorithm, the YouTube and I'm assuming the Rumble algorithm looks at that and says like,
I
"Hey,
haven't
there's
figured
active
out the
users."
Rumble one I don't even think there is one.
I don't know. I
Twitter I can kind of find out because they posted it publicly now, so like you can kind of see it, and it's pretty fair when it comes to that type of stuff. TikTok, it's like it's easier for me to grow on TikTok than any other platform because it's very easy to follow, upload content, and do what you want to do. But the terms of service on TikTok is disgusting.
oh
Like
really?
yeah, dude, what was it? What the fuck did I upload? And I'm like, oh my god, I deleted my other channel because I got I got like a community guideline strike. It wasn't even a fucking oh, it was a video regarding that fucking that dude's social media, that shooter's social media in Texas.
Oh,
And it was like
well, of course you were gonna
yeah,
get
but
a
it was like it wasn't
guideline too
like yeah,
soon.
it wasn't bad, right? It was like I fucking it had an image of him like with the fucking because I was like, yo, this fucking this swastika tattoo's fake, right? And they were like, no, like it's a swastika, like, and they fucking hit me with a community guideline strike. Not just remove the video, they fucking straight up hit my account with a community guideline strike. So I was like, yo, fuck this, right? So I deleted it. So like now I'm like, I'm only gonna use one account and I ain't gonna fuck around. Like I'm just gonna upload my news videos on it and that's it.
But did they like they don't even give you a chance to delete it? Because I got a strike from an appeal where they were just like, if you delete the video in 7 days, like you won't get any strike.
yeah,
And I
no,
did. I just
they
deleted the video.
fucking legitimately TikTok is so ruthless. They immediately deleted the video and
Oh
then
my
gave me a
god. So
strike.
they
Like,
deleted it
yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
Jesus
And they do it
Christ.
all the
That's
time,
insane.
dude. It's fucked up.
I didn't know they could do that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and they fucking they gave me a community guideline strike, not like a copyright strike where it's like, no, they were like, dude, two more and your fucking account's gone. So I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I just deleted my account and I have Remux and that's it. Like that's all I'm doing. Like, and it's only gonna be my new shit and that's it. Like I am not messing around on TikTok, man, because it's
They
the
got to use the
censorship is
blur.
fucking awful, man. Yeah, I
Well, I
probably
see
could have blurred
people
it.
like I'm not gonna say it, but you because just for the sake of it, but I think even saying the R word Not the mental R word, but the SA R word, the assault R word. Like YouTube will catch it, and if you say it too many times, they'll just demonetize you or they'll age restrict.
Are you talking about pew pews?
No, I'm talking about the R word as in
which
well,
one?
there's the R word as in the mentally challenged R word, and then there's the R word as in the women being sexually,
Oh, yeah. Now, there's
Yeah.
a lot of words that you can't say.
Yeah, I won't say it just because, like, well, there's no need to demonetize or age restrict our videos because you could say fuck and stuff like that, every once in a while. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Because I know the rules are they're a maze. The rules are a maze.
It's just it makes me not want to deal with it.
I agree. It's a lot of work. Like I said, I'm only carrying on because of the fact that I have this paranoid feeling that my job is going to be taken over by AI because I can see myself programming AI to do my job. So why wouldn't my company program AI to do the job? So I just, and there's no regulations right now. I mean, our government doesn't know where to begin on regulating it. So
because they're not
even the guy from ChatGPT, the creator of ChatGPT, went to Congress this week, and he said you need to regulate it. So the guy who created it says you need to regulate it, and
they're not gonna.
Now you got to wait for Congress to regulate it.
And good luck
But
with that.
but yeah, it's right now it's the Wild West with AI. Anybody can push the limits of it.
Yeah, well, it's only a matter of time anyway. I think
For me, I see companies already working on the back end. I'm sure they've hired a bunch of people and they're like, I want you to take this AI that's free and make it so that we make a ton of money off of it.
Yep. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, that
right.
sounds
Well, I guess
paranoid.
we
To me.
lost
Maybe
all the
maybe
fucking-
not 2 years, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. I may be pushing that timetable to an unrealistic proportion, but it's coming.
No, it's coming.
I don't think it's going to be like a Terminator style. Oh! There's a trailer about an AI war between mankind and AI. It's a brand new trailer that's out. It has the guy God damn it, I don't know the name of it. I know you're going to be able to find it on a Google search, but there's a brand new trailer and I heard it's phenomenal. It's a brand new movie. It's sci-fi.
Talking about
It's
the
like,
creator.
the creator. Pop that trailer on. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I heard it's pretty sick. So I'm pretty excited for this. Sorry, I keep
let me
moving
share
the
the
mouse.
audio.
I mean the
All right,
I'm
here
gonna
we go.
mute myself.
What's heaven?
It's a peaceful place in the sky.
Are you going to heaven?
No.
Why not?
You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles. For as long as AI is a threat, we will never stop hunting them. This is a fight for our very existence.
Whatever's in there, they're sure worried about someone getting in.
Yeah, they're getting out.
We're the same. We can't go to heaven. Because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's a kid. Seatbelts.
What do you want with the child?
gonna get me.
I like it.
I think it looks really good, but I am fucking sick and tired of trailers
Oh,
using.
with music, that's never gonna stop. I thought it was
I
gonna
know.
stop a couple of years ago, but it's
No, it's
not
never gonna
stopping.
stop,
It's
dude.
not.
Like,
It's not stopping.
actually, to be honest, I don't even know if that was the Steven Tyler version. Like that,
I don't
it
know.
sounds different, but yeah, I mean, that trailer looks awesome.
Well, you know,
yeah,
at the very
I'm so
least, it's
turned
something
off
new.
by that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I would say this at the very least is something new. It's a war between AI and humans. It doesn't seem to be like between rich people and poor people, and it doesn't. It seems kind of relevant considering that we're really just in the
Oh yeah,
wild west of AI right now. But yeah, it looks decent enough.
I think it looks really good. The one
Yeah,
thing I will say is it's directed by the dude that directed Rogue One, which is cool, but or was it a chick? I don't remember.
I don't remember actually. Yeah.
It's got like I had like Elysium vibes to it and District 9 a
It
little
does,
bit.
but that is why I said it's not rich people versus poor people because that's what Elysium was. Like
Yeah,
if Elysium,
yeah.
this is basically looks like Elysium if Elysium was done without the social message
It was like,
shoved down your throat.
they were like, let's use ChatGPT to come up with a movie idea, Osmo 9000. Like, give me a sci-fi movie idea where AI fights against humanity, include elements from The Golden Child, Elysium,
Yes.
District 9, and let's see, what's another? Well, actually, yeah, The Golden Child would be Tibetan.
Yeah, and I will say this that yes, it had the one trope which I'm a
No,
little
but
bit
it looks
tired of,
great. It looks really good. It
but it
looks
still looks good.
very
Yeah.
actiony. So, like, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'm just down for something new. It's not Star Wars. It's not
Yeah.
Star Trek. It's something
Something
new
new.
and original. So it looks it. You know, I don't. I hope that I'm
Based
not
upon a
painting this in
true
a negative
story.
light. Yeah, at least it's not that. But I was gonna say that I don't want to paint it in a negative light, but it gave me vibes like Independence Day, and I know that people really shit on Independence Day, or they say that
That
it's
movie's
really a
fucking great.
subpar movie. But
That movie's awesome.
you know,
I
I
watch
give
it
it
anytime it's
was a
on.
yeah, it was a grand movie, and I agree with you. I like the movie. I've watched it
Yep.
again after so many people. I've watched so many video essays on why it was, the downfall of great movies and shit like that. And people say that it's an
The
awful movie,
blockbuster,
but
like
I've watched it again and I enjoyed the movie. And yes, it's got silly parts, but it's a fucking
the dog,
blockbuster summer
the
popcorn
fucking.
movie. Yeah.
I love the shot of the dog like jumping into the fucking out of the fire.
Yeah,
And
which
into
is
the fucking,
so
whoa, and like fucking pathetic.
they would have been roasted alive in
Oh
there.
yeah.
Like that the heat before the fire comes, there's this explosive heat. It would have
I mean,
crushed
that
your
was the
lungs
summer
and just killed
blockbuster
them.
movie. It's not different. I mean, like, has the quality gone down? Maybe. Like, I don't know. You have
Yes,
like
quality
2012.
has.
You
I
have San
mean, look at
Andreas. You have all those other.
yeah.
I would call them just disaster movies. Like,
Yeah, although I have a special place in my heart for 2012. I don't know
I
what
like
it
that
is
movie.
about that movie. It's so stupid that it just turns it around where I end up liking it
I like San
because it's
Andreas
so
as well.
stupid.
San Andreas is great.
Yeah, people like San
I like
Andreas.
disaster
I
movies.
like it
Disaster
less
movies
so, but
are
I
good.
don't think it's bad.
Yeah, disaster
But
movies are good. Like,
yeah,
what's that?
disaster
Day After
movies are
Tomorrow.
junk
That's another
food.
one.
Yeah, they're junk food. They're junk food movies. I mean, you can't take a disaster movie seriously. What disaster movie has been taken seriously? Even Terminator. Well, I guess Terminator, but that's not
That's
even a
sci-fi.
disaster movie. That's
Yeah.
pre-disaster.
That's also different genre. Like disaster
Mad
porn
Max.
versus
Even Mad Max is over the top.
what, the new one?
Even the new and old. I mean, the way people
Oh,
dress
the
and
new
shit
one
like
was
that.
amazing. It's
It's
like one of the
no,
best.
I mean, but what I mean is that like it's not some serious like where everybody's in drab clothes and stuff like that. Like everything's crazy.
I agree. I think at the end of the
I can't
day,
wait for the new one.
what, the Mad Max Furiosa?
Yeah, but I've got a crush on Anna Taylor Joy. She's done some amazing work lately, and so I'm really excited because from what I've read on interviews about her in this movie, she says that she is putting in everything she's got to prove herself in this movie. So if she says she's given her all, I believe her.
I'm looking forward to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Are you gonna watch it in the theater?
Yep.
To watch it yeah, you might as well. You've watched all of them in the theater, right?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Unfortunately, on opening night too. Well, not the
Yeah.
originals, but yeah, when they Crystal Skull especially.
I think well, I would imagine you did get to watch The Last Crusade in the theater. That one came out in no? I
No,
think I
no,
did.
Crystal Skull.
I think I watched The Last Crusade in the theater. I
I
don't
may
remember
have,
it
but
too
it was
well,
so
but
long ago. I don't fucking
it
remember.
was a long time ago. I don't remember it
I
too
was too
well.
young.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of yeah, I think I know the movie's gonna bomb, but I want to go hate watch it. I'll spend
you
$20
know.
to go fucking hate
I
watch
mean,
it.
it's something to talk about during the live stream, so at least you can fucking unload when you watch it.
Yeah, I think people already like expect that movie to bomb. I just think at this
I,
point, like they have to I don't know, man. Like the Star Cruiser Hotel was a clear sign to me. The yesterday when the Star Cruiser announced that they were closing it, I'm like, Disney is hemorrhaging money.
well, for me, like, why don't they just make it a lot cheaper? Like, why close it down? Like, save it and make it cheap as fuck. Like,
I did a
let
fucking
let the
Twitter
let the
thread on it.
plebes let the plebes go in, man. Fucking
I
make that shit cheap. I don't
Dude, I
get it.
did
I
a
don't get why
Twitter thread.
close it.
Do you know how fucking expensive that shit was? It was $3,300 for 2 people for 2 nights.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Knock that shit down to like fucking $200 a night.
They can't,
And,
dude.
and
They're
just
losing money.
yeah, but they're fucking losing. They're getting no money. Isn't some money better than no money?
I think it's the writing is on the wall in terms of cutting cost at Disney. I think we're gonna see.
I would.
They're gonna start correcting their fucking behavior, and I think that after Kathleen Kennedy takes it on the behind for Indiana Jones, I'm telling you, I'm gonna call it right now before we end the stream.
She's untouchable. I don't get it.
I don't know. I think she is touchable, and I think that they're not gonna fucking fire her because of her bad stuff. They're gonna part ways gracefully, right? But she's really gonna be fired behind the scenes. They're not gonna give her the negative PR. Yeah,
I don't get
There's
it,
no
man.
fucking way
I
she's
don't
coming out of
fucking
this
get
unscathed.
it. I
She
don't.
can't
I
come
don't
out of this
get it.
unscathed. There's just every fucking movie she's involved in is flopped.
I almost want to cry. It's like one of those things where, like, you see your car get wrecked, and
Yeah.
you just want to literally just break down and cry. I just want to cry because I just don't get why she's still being hired because she's bad. She's bad at her job. And remember, I told you I was watching Gremlins the other day, and she's an EP on Gremlins, and I'm like, how'd you go from Gremlins to this shit? Like, why?
I mean, she was involved with Lucasfilm all the way from the beginning.
Yeah, but it's time to let that shit go, man. The name alone doesn't do it. It doesn't cut it. Like, cut her out of that. Cut her out. She's done. I don't get it.
My big beef right now is with this Phoebe Waller-Bridge, right, or whatever her name is, the chick that's supposed to play his goddaughter or whatever.
Oh.
Like,
Well, let's see.
She has, like, first of all, her delivery is what everybody's fucking complaining about. But one of the issues that they have is like, where the fuck did she played, I think, a voiceover for L337, like literally leet in Solo. That's it.
Oh, she does. Well, no, she does Fleabag. It's a series which I've watched, and it's actually really clever. I'm gonna have to defend Fleabag because it's a really raunchy.
Would it fucking like? Why would she
clever
be
show.
chosen for this fucking? Does that part like?
Because of that show, probably. But some people don't.
Are you sure
fit-
it's
I
not
mean,
because she's a woman and Kathleen Kennedy's a mega femme?
No, because she has the acting chops from Fleabag. She's really really good in that. It has the The guy, the Arnold Palmer guy from the other guys. He's in it.
Oh, is he?
He's
I
in
haven't
that
seen
show
it, so I have
Lemon.
no clue. Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
Lemon.
yeah, I get it because it's not Sex in the City, but it's kind of got that raunchiness of Sex in the City. I mean, she sleeps with a priest in the second season, like a priest, not no fucking, like
Like
Episcopalian
a
guy, or a
rickety
real
cricket.
priest. Yeah, like a real priest. But my point is that the show is actually really funny and really clever, but that
Nice.
doesn't mean that translates into Indiana Jones for me. They probably picked her because of that, but again, that doesn't mean that she's going to be good in the movie. But who knows? Maybe that'll be the best thing you like about the movie. Can you imagine that?
No. Really? You think that you really
Who the fuck knows, man? You never know,
look at the
man.
text. Like fucking 6 hours ago, we were discussing the fucking dialogue in Indiana Jones, and you were like, "Look, man, it may be
Who
good."
knows,
And then
man?
I like what
It
did
may
it
be
take
out of
4 hours
context.
before the fucking critic reviews came out, and I sent you the screenshot. I'm like, "Look
No,
at this,
that's true. That's true. But who knows? Who the fuck knows?
dude." I'm never surprised.
Have a few
anymore.
shots before you go in there.
I think like it comes down to my expectations being so dramatically low that walking into a movie that does surprise me, I'm like, wow, right? It's
Yeah.
actually good.
The Sonic movie did that.
Yeah, I don't want to like go into every movie excited fanboy level because I'm always going to be disappointed because they can never capture that same magic because movie makers today, like fucking what's his name said, are made by idiots, right? Like they're like Sean, what's Sean Connery? Like today's movie makers are made by idiots, right? Like he fucking hated Hollywood.
Some
after,
of them. I mean, like I said, Ari Aster.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't consider him. I guess you can consider
Martin Scorsese's
Hollywood.
about to come out with a new film. Christopher Nolan's about to come out with a new film.
I think there's
Martin
exceptions
Scorsese's
to the rule.
Martin Scorsese came out with a film with Leonardo DiCaprio that I heard is got like
he works with Leo. That's like the only fucking actor he
ovation.
works with now since The Departed
Yeah.
and shit. There
But
was
my point is that
that was
they're out there, you
League of
just-
Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's the one that fucking
I
threw
remember
him
that
up
movie.
over the edge. He was like, "Oh fuck this," and he left Hollywood forever. But it's true. I keep my expectations dramatically low so that if I do catch something that's a gem, it makes it that much better. But what I will say is I don't like all the stuff that's being like the creator looks really good, and I think there's a few of them that like the Five Nights at Freddy's looks pretty cool too. And I like a lot of the lower budget stuff that's hitting streaming because I feel like that has the most creativity and the newer, I guess, like something fresh. You know what I mean? You don't really see fresh in the theater. Not all the time.
You know what I look at movies like? I look at them like the Android store when it first came out and the Android store now.
Right.
So the Android store when it first came out had so much less apps, but because it had so much less apps, it felt like there was good apps. Whereas the Android store now has millions of fucking apps, and they have more good apps than in that first year, but they're buried in the millions and millions of shitty apps. And that's the way I feel about movies. It's much
That's the way
easier
I feel
to make a
about
movie
growing
now.
my fucking Rumble channel.
Yeah. But my point is that's the way I feel about movies. There're just way more movies than there was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So you have to waddle through the crap. But there is good movies out there. You just have to waddle through the crap, and you have to dig deep. Like the media isn't going to show you those movies. You have to actually do the research. And I think that's the problem. You have to actually do the research and find those movies. But they are out there, and that's the way I feel. I feel that it's like the Android store right now. There's good apps in the Android store. It's just that there's also a million other garbage apps.
It's true. Yeah, we should leave it on an upbeat. We'll leave it on that upbeat note because we're coming up on the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, I know that I've been more mellow today. And we didn't even talk about really many movies. We were more just griping about other stuff, but that's fine. I actually just like freeballing it.
It's been a slow news day anyway. So like it's not really like
it has been. I can't think of anything that I can recommend to you. There's a movie called The Last Shift. it's a really low budget horror movie, and I think that you would like it. It's going to be rebooted into a more high budget movie, but I
Oh
think you
yeah,
should see the low budget version. Yeah, it's called Last Shift. It's low budget horror, but it's pretty spooky. I actually got freaked out at one or two scenes. So yeah, I think you'd like that.
nice.
That's my recommendation for you.
Well, I'm gonna check it out
And
then. Did you watch
yeah, the
Primer
only
yet?
other
No.
no, but I told you I'm gonna watch these all with reactions because all
You
of these
gotta watch
movies I've never
Primer.
seen. Yeah, well, all of these movies I've never
We'll do
seen, and I
an
might as well
entire
milk it.
episode. Well, yeah, we'll do an entire episode dedicated to Primer.
Yeah, what I'm gonna plan on doing is I'm gonna record myself watching the movie. So it's just gonna be me, and I'm gonna be watching the movie, and I'm gonna comment, and then obviously I'm gonna edit the shit out of that, where there's only gonna be maybe between 8 or 10 minutes of me commenting on the movie, and then immediately after the movie's done, I'm gonna do a review right then and there because it's gonna be fresh in my head. Whereas lately, I've done all these reviews days or weeks or years after watching these movies. I want to do something fresh. I want to watch a movie brand new and then immediately review it and give my thoughts on it.
That's good.
Even though I'm a fucking idiot, and what am I gonna provide? I don't have any technical skills. I don't know how to fucking make a movie. I don't know shit about audio. But at least you get the perspective of some
Like, follow
fucking Gen
me.
Xer. Yeah, well, you know, I say at least you get this the perspective of a Gen Xer, because I am a true Gen X
Person?
I don't even know how to say.
Human?
I'm a true Gen Xer. Like I like 90s, late 90s movies. I like early 2000s. I like that stupidity. I like the stupidity about the 90s. I love it all.
Yeah.
I watch Clueless.
There you go. No, Clues is great. But yeah, we'll leave it on an upbeat note. So if anybody's still watching, I know we got a few people watching us. Follow us. I'm at Hello Remux, and Movie Squib here is at the Movie Squib.
Damn,
If you're following us
what's
on
the
Rumble, like, please, like, help me grow my Rumble channel. I don't want to beg, but like, Jesus.
well, look, like and subscribe to Remux, because he's about to trash the living shit out of Indiana Jones, and you're gonna want to see it. You're gonna want to see when he
true.
absolutely explodes on that movie.
If you haven't already seen my trailer reaction or my trailer video for it, go ahead and watch that. But
And
yeah,
that's a trailer. Wait till he sees the movie. Wait till he has to sit through what's the length of that movie? 2.5 hours,
probably,
3
yeah, I think
hours.
it's about 2.5 hours.
You're gonna have to sit to almost 3 hours of Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna have to.
you guys got to
fucking chew
tune
gum
into
because I'm
that.
be
He's
gritting
gonna
my
explode.
teeth so hard, my fucking teeth are gonna crack. But
Man,
yeah,
I'm gonna
give
mute
us a
myself
follow.
and just listen to you just
Go
go
off.
nuts on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely. I'm planning on making a nice one. So, well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next week.
Take care, guys.